Let's get nasty on Carey Davis's birthday.
Hey,
that's right. CD's birthday today. Happy birthday, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wednesday, March 27th.
Yes. Great day.
43 years ago today, Carey Davis was introduced to the world. How about that?
Yeah, he was. Very thankful to be here.
Yeah. And you're feeling good? Ish?
It's coming back around. It's getting better every day. I think yesterday I was about a 6.5.
Okay.
Might be at a 7.
Yeah.
0.2.
1.
Depends. As the show goes on, it might hover a little bit.
It gets better the more I talk, which is weird.
See, for me, all I hit a peak.
And
probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours in where things are like really good. And then it's going to the other side of the mountain. By the end of the broadcast the other night on TV,
you were done.
They had my mic pumped up as high as they could possibly pump it up. And I was like, Blues on. Blues skating hard.
Isn't that the worst? That's terrible. Because you want to talk. You have stuff to say.
And nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out.
The worst is, when you're trying and it's just like that wheeze.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that was me. Well, last Monday.
Let's get nasty.
Let's get nasty.
Well, and Jamie, you're between the bench, too. So if you were like, man, I can't say anything right now, I feel like that'd be tough to talk with John.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to communicate. John, those guys are awesome, though. They know what's up.
They certainly do.
Yeah, they help.
Yeah, they help you out.
Thank God.
We're going to help you out today, Jamie.
Yeah, lean on us. We got you.
All right.
We hold you up.
I'm feeling better today. Taking yesterday off. Had I not taken yesterday off, there's no way out of the gutter at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm sure both of you are feeling a lot better than our poor guy, Oskar Sundqvist. So Sundqvist will miss the remainder of the season, torn ACL in his right knee. The Blues president of hockey operations and general manager Doug Armstrong announced today that Sonny will miss, again, the rest of the season after suffering that torn ACL to his right knee during the second period of the Blues game against Vegas on Monday night. Injury will require surgery, and Sundqvist will be reevaluated in 6 months. The 30-year-old's dressed in 71 games for the Blues this season, posting 21 points, 6 goals, 15 assists, 32 penalty minutes. Tough break for Sonny. This is, his second time now he's torn his ACL, Richard?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's the same knee or not, but either way, it doesn't matter. My gosh. I feel so bad for him, man. I've dubbed him the junkyard dog this year. It's just like that dog that won't quit. Not the prettiest looking dog on the block, but not afraid to do whatever it takes. Sonny's that guy. He plays power play in the net front. He'll penalty kill. Plays fourth line. Not afraid to get involved physically. Block shots. Does a lot of things for this team. He'll be missed, man, in a big way.
Yeah. I was saying that, it's unfortunate, but as a player, for me, the best part is that he was able to get the contract prior to this happening. Because if you don't get the contract prior to this happening, you might be done. You don't know. The professional sports world is so finicky, and it could potentially have gone that way. So unfortunate that a torn ACL would be out for the rest of the year. But fortunately for him financially, he was able to sign that contract a couple of weeks ago before this happened.
Imagine if he didn't.
Oh, man.
The
depression is already going to be high. But the depression, knowing you're without a contract or without a contract extension going in to the following year and don't know how your knee is going to respond or don't know how teams or your team is going to view you when you return.
Yeah. And you don't know what version of you is coming back.
You don't know. So, fortunately for him, out of all of the bad things that just happened to him, fortunately for him, he did get that contract signed.
Yeah, I agree. And it doesn't matter how good the team is as far as, honorable. They're not going to sign a guy to a 2-year contract extension with a torn ACL. Right. They might say, hey, let's talk when you get healthy. We'll get you out for a skate or something, see how you look.
Kirk Cousins, and you can tear your Achilles and get signed to
that's
Falcons.
Well, how desperate are you?
That's a good point.
If you're the Falcons, you're desperate.
Pretty damn desperate.
So, Jamie, what does this do now to the Blues lineup? We saw a little bit of this in the third period on Monday night when they had to reshuffle things because of the injury. They also had one fewer forward going into the game, so that also kind of played into it. What does this mean, at least for the short term, with Calgary coming up tomorrow night?
Well, it means that there's some individuals that are going to get some opportunities here. I mean, you look at the lines today. You had Walker, Dean, and Kapanen on a line, and you had Bolduc, Hayes, and Toropchenko on a different line. So it tells you right there that Bolduc and Dean are getting an opportunity here now. I think you ride it out with Zach Dean on the fourth line right now. You want to get him some games. You want to get him some experience. Get his feet wet. Let him play regularly.
Yeah.
Let him be that guy on the fourth line. Let's see what he's got. As far as Bolduc is concerned, I feel the same way. Look, what are you right now? 7 points out of a playoff spot, I believe is what it is, or 6 points out of a playoff spot.
But boy, Vegas choking last night. That helps.
Well, it did, but it didn't all at the same time because they still got a point because it went to overtime.
Could have got 2 points. They're up 3-0 early on.
They could have.
They're up 4-1 at one point.
Yeah, they handed it all back.
They did. They get into the third period and they look like a completely different team. Fortunately for the Blues. So yes, you're right. It didn't ultimately wind up great because they didn't lose in regulation, but they had that thing wrapped up seemingly in the second period.
I looked at it in the second period and I was like, oh, boy,
it's over.
We're done. Well, there's 6 points ahead right now in the standings with 10 games left. You got a lot of work to do. So, again, going back to my original opinion, let these young guys play. Let's see what you got here. And, they're able to play already. Shouldn't affect the team that much. If you're going to go on and continue to compete and try to win games, you might as well do it with those guys in the lineup.
Sure. Now, Marsh, you were doing some rough math, and you've got Vegas rough, again, with overtime wins and losses.
I think I had
their impact things.
I could be completely wrong. My math wasn't the greatest subject by any means, but I think
we're
their
not
magic.
going to judge you on that front.
We won't know the difference.
No. We really wouldn't.
Yeah.
You could probably say anything.
I'll just say anything.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We'll give the head nod. Yeah.
Hell, you could say they got to go 5-5 over their next 20 games, and we'd be like, that
sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Good.
I think their magic number is about 13 points. So if it's there's 10 games left, there's 6 points above the Blues. I believe they would have the tiebreaker, so that's the 14 right there. So 13 points is their magic number at this point. So realistically, that's 5-5 with 4-1, and that gets them in the playoffs. So.
Is he more credible now? He's wearing the glasses
I think so.
I was like, did he take my glasses?
I feel like everything you're saying to me right now, you look like one of those guys in a movie where they need the person to hack into the bank.
Yeah.
You're in the van right now.
Like you were the smart kid at school, but you veered off the road a little bit.
We're there at the vault. Yeah. We're there at the vault like, Marsh, come on. Come on. And you're like,
come on, give me a second.
He's on the earpiece.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
I'm the guy that sneaks into like some room in this giant facility, and I sneak a wire up into a pipe, and then I hack into the security cameras and then cut them.
Yes.
Actually, I don't even cut them. I just make them look like
That's helpful
nothing's
too.
going on.
Real quick,
That video can be damaging.
Yes.
It can. Well, the security guard's there. He's
watching.
He spins around just as you flip it.
Carey blocks him. Yeah, I've seen this movie before.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, 13
job,
points.
Carey.
Yeah, all right. Hey,
Not great. But
sounds good to us. I mean, it doesn't, but
No.
the math, it certainly sounds.
Well, they can get 20. They can get 20. Right?
The Blues?
Yeah.
They
can
went
get
out to get 20 points.
There you go.
You just get
You
20.
still have to hope the Vegas doesn't get to 13.
Yeah,
Just
ipso
get 20.
facto.
Just get
Still,
20.
Let's win out.
Shoot for that.
Let's win the whole
Just get in, baby.
thing.
Win the. There you go.
You know I was going with that birthday boy. 212, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Hey, don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Budweiser Brew House inside Ballpark Village next Thursday for opening day. The home opener is almost here, and we'll be set up just steps away from Busch Stadium. Opening drive, BK and Ferrario. And now that our guy Mike Ryder is back, I don't know if he's in the room there. Mike, did you mean to type the last lane on this copy? Did you type that out?
That sounds like a Rizzuto thing.
Are you sending a message to us? The last lane? All coming to you next Thursday?
Now, in all fairness to Mike, he was out with an illness, probably due to the fact that we have infected everybody. So,
Yes, we have.
Don't come in here.
With different diseases,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah, so Mike
different
might have
strands of things.
He might have 3 different strands.
It's
all
possible.
up inside him.
All up inside.
Yeah, all at the same time.
That's not good.
So did you type that out, Mike? Last lane? Yeah, you did. Did you do that on purpose, or no?
Fast lane.
Fast lane.
You typed out last lane.
Yeah.
Still
I don't know
hurts,
if that
Mike.
makes it
Still
better.
hurts.
Yeah.
No, it really doesn't.
We do clearly not understand how math works because 5, 4, and 1 is 11 points,
Yeah.
not 13.
No.
But Marshy said it, so we went with it.
Yeah. That's on you guys. I was testing you. I was just testing you.
No,
6-4-1.
You know,
Yeah, 6-3-1.
You know what just happened?
6-3-1.
We're never going to get there.
Nah.
You know what just happened? The security guard spun around. He's like, "Oh, there's some guys at the vault. I better call." Like Marsh didn't actually cut the line, and now we're all arrested.
Yeah, he cut our camera.
Yes,
Right.
he did. Yeah. Marsh can't see.
Trying to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yep.
There we go.
Anyway, our opening day broadcast brought to you by Holiday World and Splash and Safari, as well as Budweiser. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jordan Montgomery signed with the National League team, and he signed for cheap.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Nope. Signed with the Diamondbacks.
Oh, my
Cardinals missed out on a chance to sign Jordan Montgomery. One would think. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen, maybe your bathroom, or how about that outdoor living space? Those have become quite popular. And E&B Granite, who have been in the business for over 2 decades now, family owned and operated, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name when it comes to all those renovation projects. And all you got to do is go down and visit them at 6135 Manchester Avenue. Explore the massive inventory of custom countertops, too. They're all located in the back. They've got such an amazing selection. They've also got, the cabinets. They've got flooring. They've got you covered in every aspect possible. I went in there, did a kitchen renovation, and the sales associate was so helpful. Again, guided me to the countertops, told me all about how it's going to happen. Then the technicians, they got in there, measured everything perfectly. And when I was done with the renovation, I couldn't believe how awesome it looked. It looked like something right out of a magazine, and that's why E&B Granite has to be your first call. Then just give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or you can visit them at enbgranite.com.
Hey, Carey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carey. Happy birthday to you. All right, this was Lisa, and I'll keep my day job. All right, have a great day, honey. Bye.
Thank you, Lisa. I
didn't get
appreciate
a happy
that.
birthday.
Oh, you weren't here on your birthday, sir.
Yeah, but she could have still recorded one and told Marcy to play it. I mean, my feelings are a little hurt, Lisa. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Lisa.
But I'm happy
appreciate it.
for you.
Thank you, sir.
I
Sure, she'll call
That was
back.
very nice.
Marsh didn't get one either.
I didn't get one, but Danny Mac made everyone in St. Louis know that it was my birthday.
That's
Every
nice.
time we came back from break, it was like, this is the fast lane. Today's Marsh's birthday.
That sounds like a very
It was awesome.
Danny Mac
was
thing
great.
to do.
Did you have any of our great listeners just Venmoing you money?
Oh, that'd be nice.
No, but I did get a gift from the Snake Pit.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
got some screwball.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How'd you get that? They send to the
They
station
just sent it to the station.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Day drinking
awesome.
Brian.
Anthony, I don't remember us getting. Actually, that's not true. Our friends over at
Yeah.
Dirt Cheap.
We got dirty.
through.
With dirty.
We
with,
got
with
dirty.
Dirt cheap.
But talk to them today. They love Let's Get Dirty.
Good.
Oh, really?
In fact, we've got a project coming out here in the fall. It's our own barrel that we're producing via Angel's Envy. And the name of that batch on the bottle might be Let's Get Dirty.
I liked it.
It's got to be that. If they like it. I mean, come on.
They like it.
Snake Pit also saw that as well. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Yes, it is our guy Carey Davis's birthday today. And Lisa, that was very kind of you to
Very sweet.
to sing
Appreciate
on the
that.
mic drop there. I'm sure Lisa, if it weren't your birthday, would be mighty ticked off that Jordan Montgomery wasn't brought back by the Cardinals. He signed a deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks that, quite frankly, based on his market, wasn't even lucrative for him. Shocking that he only agreed to a 1-year, $25 million deal with the Diamondbacks. The 1 year isn't shocking because the 1 year means that he could just it's called a pillow deal. You pitch well, you attack the market again next year. But this is somebody that was coming off a great second half last year. A really good year, but a great second half.
Pretty good postseason.
Pretty good postseason. Helped the Rangers win a World Series.
Yeah.
And this was
hunk
his
of metal.
market. Yeah, the hunk of metal. So the top two of the top arms in Major League Baseball in the offseason, Montgomery and Blake Snell, did not get the deals that they wanted. We don't know if Jordan Montgomery was willing to come back to the Cardinals. If the Cardinals weren't willing to throw out a 1-year deal at $25 million yesterday, last week, a month ago, that is a complete and utter failure. We don't know. We don't know if Montgomery said, you know what, didn't really like the time in St. Louis, screw off. We have no idea. But if the Cardinals didn't even entertain that sort of deal, what are we doing here?
Well, we'll never know. I mean, they won't let us know. But would you really be surprised if they didn't? If I
didn't
said
even
this,
offer?
Yeah, because
No.
now where are you going to – is Steven Matz going to be in the bullpen?
I don't care.
Is Miles Mikolas going to be in the bullpen? You signed
I don't care.
3
Who
pitchers.
cares?
No, they do. Yeah, we may not, but they do.
Yeah.
They have plans. They're paying Steven Matz $11 million a year. He's a starting pitcher. Miles Mikolas signed a new contract last year. He's a starting pitcher. You signed 3 pitchers in the offseason to be starting pitchers. If you were to sign Jordan Montgomery, you going to go with a 6-man rotation?
No, I just...
Carey, we just make it really easy. We just axe one of them.
Yes.
It's for us.
No, it should be easy. It should be easier for John Mozeliak, quite honestly, because
Which one?
my ass isn't on the line.
Well,
no matter who's
It's not in the jackpot.
Don't you have a starter hurt, too?
You do right now.
For now, until he comes back and he's your ace.
You can move Steven Matz to the pen.
Well, I think when they went out and said they needed 3 starters, and they went out and got 3 starters, I honestly think John Mozeliak kicked his feet up and said, I'm done. I did what I came to do.
Right.
That's what I said I would do, and I did it.
That's part of the problem.
If you're
That
Jordan
line of thinking.
Probably.
It is.
Probably.
That line of thinking.
Oh, just being satisfied?
Just being
Yeah,
satisfied.
you should never be satisfied.
Especially when you accomplish that so early in the offseason. Part of the reason, and Marsh, I know you got a thought on this, but one of the advantages to starting as fast as they did is that you now you open up the rest of the offseason. You have an opportunity after addressing your most pressing needs to get creative. And they did. I know they made some other moves. I know they traded Richie Palacios to the Rays and got Andrew Kittredge. I get all that. But as Snell and Montgomery were sitting there, week after week after week. You had an opportunity to get creative. It's not like they signed their 3 starters over the length of like a couple of months. They did it in what, 2 weeks? They got Lynn and Gibson, I think, on back-to-back days, and then the week after they got Gray. You could have gotten creative, and they didn't at all.
So I've read in various places from reputable people, not recently, but weeks before, that Jordan Montgomery really did not have an appetite to come back to St. Louis.
Okay.
For whatever reason. Whether it was his relationship with Ollie, Dusty Blake, Wilson Contreras, John Mozeliak, the city, who knows? But what I've read is that he didn't really want to come back here.
Fair. That's fine. That's why we let off with what we did.
How concerning is that? Because we always consider this to be baseball heaven. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be a Cardinal, right? Everyone wants to be a Cardinal. Like, it's Cardinal Nation. Like, come on. To be a Cardinal.
Right.
Well, what does it say when you have a guy that is taking $25 million to go play for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who just last year were actually relevant? Who knows about this year?
Right.
Okay? But before that, not very relevant for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. Yet he chose that organization over an established organization for a century now here.
Sure.
That worries me more that he wouldn't want to come back here.
Yeah, I see. Look, I see your point. It's well made. People don't like certain things.
I heard he didn't like that you have to pay for parking now at the zoo.
Oh,
well, if that did it,
the zoo is still free though.
The zoo is still free for now.
Okay.
But apparently the parking now.
Some free agents.
There's like different levels of parking and stuff.
I was about to say you always had to pay for parking.
No.
Yeah.
Not always.
No.
Not everybody has to pay for
Not
parking.
him.
Not if you've got a sign that says like zoo.
Yeah,
Zoo worker.
On a piece of
it
paper.
doesn't even have to be spelled right for Jamie. It just puts it in the mirror.
My kids. They said, look at this guy with all the animals. Let him park.
Right.
It makes sense that Jordan Montgomery wouldn't want to come here last year. He was 6-9 with the club. His ERA was 3.42. He goes to Texas. Those numbers from the ERA standpoint go down. 2.79 goes 4-2. After all the nonsense that happened last year, you're trying to pitch for a new contract. Mm-hmm. The last thing that I would want to do is go back to the situation that I was in where I was not really pitching all that great. Now he's probably probably the best pitcher on the team last year while he was here, but he's still from outside perspective.
Competition wasn't very high either.
Well, that's very true. But if I were him, I wouldn't want to come here either.
Low bar. Well, Jamie, and this proves your point. Maybe it wasn't Ollie. Maybe it was Blake. Maybe it was Dusty Blake. Maybe he didn't like some of the feedback, some of the coaching. Maybe, like you said, maybe Contreras, their working relationship with Contreras wasn't there. Whatever. There's a multitude of reasons why maybe Jordan Montgomery didn't want to come back to St. Louis. It's just eye-popping to see that he only signed for $25 million at 1 year, and you had him in the building at one point.
Do you think that this will change next offseason, that him and Blake Snell, pitchers like that or players like that, will not wait around as long as they did? Because I got to assume that at some point they had more years on the table.
Snell had a better offer from the Yankees at some point.
And so
than the one
you waited playing chicken and got a contract or got 1 year deals essentially, and instead of that comfortable contract of multiple years.
I don't know what the answer is to that, Carey. I would think that at some point, if Montgomery pitches well and Snell pitches well, I would have to think that they would get better offers and maybe jump on it a year ago.
Older.
But I don't know what they were looking for. No matter what, Cardinals interested, not interested, Yankees interested, not interested, whoever, they misread the market. They misread the market.
Oh, Boras?
Yes.
That's hard to believe.
He
misread it on two different occasions.
Yes. 1 year, $25 million for Montgomery coming off the season he had. Unacceptable. Blake Snell to get a 2-year deal, and really it's a 1 year deal because it's an option.
Opt out.
Yeah.
After first.
That can't happen. So Boras misread the market. So maybe it's just a situation of a changing landscape in Major League Baseball, and he'll figure it out. And then next year, when they go back to the market, he'll have it figured out. But shocking nonetheless. So Jordan Montgomery is an Arizona Diamondback, and we have what's trending next in the Fast Lane. want to read a Google review from somebody that didn't originally go with Mosby Building Arts, and they are the right remodeling company. I'll tell you why throughout the course of this the next minute or so. But here's a Google review from somebody who said, my husband and I had heard about Mosby through advertising and reputation. Unfortunately, we had a 4-season addition on our house that the previous owner built. The quality was subpar, and the design was ugly to say the least. Our work with Mosby began when one of their persons from the design team added a new addition, and it was functional and it was aesthetically pleasing. The project leader was phenomenal with communication, and then they go on and talk about how the Mosby team completed the project without this Google reviewer, ever having to worry about the execution. Then she ends by saying, I truly feel working with Mosby was money well spent, and I'm looking forward to working with them on future projects. You may get lower bids from other companies, but then all of a sudden those costs start to add up because they have to go out and get new materials, or their materials are on back order. They have to hire another contractor, adding and adding and adding. And all you had to do was go with Mosby, and your experience would have been pretty much the same cost and also flawless execution. So call Mosby today, go with the right remodeling company, and do it first and foremost. Also want to let you know, now through April 30th, they do have a great bathroom and window sale going on. Again, it's through April 30th. You could check that out if you're considering redoing a bathroom or any windows. They got the spring refresh sale going on. $1,000 off bathrooms plus low monthly payments, 10% off windows, or 12 months no payments. They've got that offer again going on through the end of April. So give them a call. It is Mosby Building Arts, 314-909-1800. Visit them. Call Mosby.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Unfortunately, Blues forward Oskar Sundqvist will miss the rest of the season with an ACL injury. He was injured in the game the other night against the Vegas Golden Knights. The Blues will look to get back in the win column tomorrow as they take on the Calgary Flames. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. And you can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. Former Cardinal pitcher Jordan Montgomery has come to terms with the Arizona Diamondbacks on a one-year, $25 million deal. The deal reportedly contains a vesting option for a second year as well, which would be worth up to $25 million. We just talked about Jordan Montgomery. We also discussed Oskar Sundqvist's injury. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. This Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at Londoff.com and LondoffAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the Dodgers have come to an agreement, an extension for their catcher Will Smith, 10 years, $140 million. It is the largest extension or contract given to a catcher since Buster Posey signed a 9-year, $167 million deal back in 2013 with the San Francisco Giants. What do you guys think about this?
I guess when you look at it from the standpoint of how big the contract is for a catcher, you know, the number is eye popping, but it did feel a little bit low with the 140. But when you're handing out 10-year contracts like that, you're willing to take the risk with somebody that's the caliber of Will Smith. I mean, former first rounder.
He's a good actor.
I mean, he did slap Chris Rock at the
No, guys.
I thought that was good, though.
I thought that was. I didn't think that was a time or place for that. Part of me thought it was the exact right time for it.
You think so?
Like,
if you're going to do it, like, you're going to mouth off and call me out
sometimes,
in front of all these people, I'm going to put you in place in front of all these people.
I didn't think that was the best time to do that.
I thought it was the most entertaining thing I saw that night.
So clearly he's multifaceted. I mean, it's pretty good for him.
I mean, I thought he had quite a bit of money to begin with. But
I did too. He's done a lot of movies. Independence Day was an outstanding film.
Let's not forget his rapping career.
Oh my goodness! Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's done so many great things.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince.
It's amazing that
parents just don't understand.
They don't. Yeah. They do not.
Mm-hmm. You know, that Will Smith is still in hiding somewhere. This Will Smith is the catcher for the Dodgers.
Oh,
yeah, the best catcher in the league.
Whoa,
Will Smith in hiding? I thought that was P. Diddy.
He is.
Well,
one of them's in hiding for sure.
Definitely is in hiding.
They might both be for way different reasons.
Yeah.
Boy.
You never thought I was going to get here, did you, Anthony?
No, I didn't. But I'm not shocked. I'm not. Yeah.
After P. Diddy, somehow, some way.
Nobody's safe.
No, apparently not.
Clearly not.
I'm not talking about outside these walls.
Jeez.
Marsh, you got something else for us?
I absolutely do. Let's go to basketball.
It is what's
here.
trending. We were kind of on brand.
It is trending, absolutely. This is also trending. Iowa women's basketball star Caitlin Clark has been offered $5 million to play in Ice Cube's Big 3 League. Iowa just took down West Virginia the other night, 64-54, and they're moving on. This is what Ice Cube had to say. I saw this on Twitter earlier today. We intended the offer to remain private while Caitlin Clark plays for the championship, but I won't deny what's now already out there. The Big 3 made a historic offer to Caitlin Clark. Why wouldn't we? Caitlin is a generational athlete who can achieve tremendous success in the Big 3.
Good for her, man.
Hey, I mean, money talks. She won't make that much money in the WNBA. Most of those WNBA players play overseas. In the offseason, I'm looking at the contracts right now. Ella Deladon is averaging $224,000 a year. And you're going to pay Caitlin Clark $5 million. And I think it's like 8 games and 2 playoff games or something like that. 10 games, 15 games maybe. Hell yes. Sign me up. And I know, your dream is probably to play in the WNBA. I mean, if it's a dream deferred, I don't think that's a problem.
No, she's not going to care about that.
No.
It's not like it's going to keep her out of the WNBA.
Not at all.
So, I think it's great. I think it's going to be fun to see her compete. Those players in the big three are really good, too. Like, they're not NBA guys, but some of them are, like, on the cusp, like, right there. So this is going to be a massive challenge for her as well. I think it'll be fun for people to watch. I mean, I'll tune in. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's smart for Ice Cube. He could see the TV ratings for women's college basketball for ESPN.
Tune in.
The ratings have been off the charts. And make no mistake, it's for 2 reasons. It's for Caitlin Clark, and it's because of Angel Reese. Those 2 women and what they've done for their sport in their respective schools have drawn the attention of fans to ESPN.
Now, aren't they like rivals too? They got into it last year, didn't they?
The two teams. No, the
2 girls
did.
Even they kind of got into it. Was like that. Can't hear you. Remember that whole thing?
Angel Reese. And
So if I'm Ice Cube now,
with the John Cena.
If I'm Ice Cube, I'm finding a different team and signing the other girl,
Angel Reese.
And then we go, okay, now we pump up this thing. That'd be fun.
Not a bad idea.
Last thing here.
I've got ideas.
Last thing here, obviously Jordan Montgomery signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Travis Sawchik on Twitter tweeted this out. Before the offseason, the annual Fangraphs crowdsourcing project, which is usually very accurate, combined for the following forecast for the Snell, Montgomery, Bellinger, Chapman deals. 20 years, $454 million. That is about $22.7 million AAV. The actual guarantees that all 4 of these guys got was 9 years, $221 million with $24.5 million AAV. The ending of this tweet was, what happened? I'm going to ask the same question to you guys. What happened?
Well, let's get into it then. Let's talk about it. Our team's fed up with Scott Boras and his clients. Is that part of it? What did happen with these big-time free agents? And we'll at least speculate, because from their perspective, we still haven't heard from the actual players in terms of their whole process throughout free agency. But let's get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Fellas, are you currently using ED meds? If you are, nobody cares at all. All it matters is that you're ready when it's game time. But I do care about you paying way too much for those ED meds. And you guys know which ones I'm talking about. Little blue pill, the gummy things. Hey, they're great, right? They cost too much, though. Go to the medicine shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They've got a generic called Sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Of course, prescription is required. And also, if you have crazy schedule, busy life, kids got lots of activities, you can't get to the pharmacy, let the medicine shop in St. Charles come to you. They offer free discreet shipping and delivery of a regular medication that you have that's a prescription to deliver that to your home or your workplace. And it's an awesome service. I take full advantage of it, and you should too. I also take full advantage of the awesome staff over at the medicine shop in St. Charles. Any questions I've got, they've got the answers. And they are my pharmacy family for a reason. They need to be yours as well. So please stop by. Tell them I said hi. But if you can't get there in person, get there online. Visit them at stcharles.pharmacy. That's stcharles.pharmacy.
As Marsh mentioned in What's Trending, Travis Sawchik, who covers Major League Baseball at The Score, tweeted out that before the offseason, the annual at Fangraphs crowdsourcing project, which is usually very accurate, as Travis tweets out, combined for the following forecast for the Snell, Montgomery, Bellinger, Chapman deals. 20 years, $454 million, with an average annual AAV of 22.7. The actual guarantees that Snell, Montgomery, Bellinger, and Chapman received, 9 years, $220 million, $24.5 million AAV. So they got a higher AAV, but that's because they accepted short-term deals. So half the number of years, basically half the number of money that was projected. And he throws out there what happened. One of the things that he continues with these tweets to talk about is the RSN woes. So the local TV media companies and what they account for, about 25% of the club's revenues are coming from the TV markets. And, of course, the Diamond sports network, the Diamond Sports Group, going through the bankruptcy case. That has limited, according to Sawchik, some of the spending around Major League Baseball. Now, that doesn't impact all the teams, so part of that, but maybe it's part of the reason. But as you guys look at these figures, why do you think that these four players received half the number of years, half the money when it was all said and done?
I think each case is unique to itself. Like, if you just isolate Snell and Montgomery, like, who the hell's paying all that money for a guy, that's pitching 5 innings?
He being Blake Snell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not ponying up big-time money long term.
So you think maybe some of these teams got smarter overall? They look at it and they say, with the direction of Major League Baseball, the direction of where we're taking things, which is 5 or 6 innings for the starter, then go with the bullpen, and it becomes a specialized game. We like our numbers. We like the analytics. Why are we going to pay this amount of money for even a guy that can get you through 5 or 6?
That's kind of where I was at with it.
It's a good thought. What do you think, Carey?
Well, maybe, 12 teams are represented by that Diamond Sports Group, correct? That's almost half the league. So if you take away half of the teams that may be interested in signing a contract or giving you more money, you're limiting your options, and the playing field is shortened. So it kind of makes sense that the numbers probably weren't as high as they expected them to be, because you got a lot of teams that are dealing with uncertainty of where this revenue is going to come from TV going forward. So I don't know if that was taken into consideration by Scott Boras and his clients, understanding that this is going on and you could be potentially missing out on essentially half of the teams in Major League Baseball not wanting to spend. But they did get a contract, just not the contract that they were expecting. They expected more money, more years, and I guess to be solidified and set in one place for the next couple of years, where now they're essentially one-year mercenaries for Snell if he wants to opt out, and for Montgomery to retry this process again next offseason. Now, if you're running into the same situation, you're probably just going to take the years and say the hell with it. I know this is not the annual, the amount I wanted per year, but I'm going to take the contract because I know I'm going to be in one place for the next 3 to 4 years.
I also wonder, guys, if let's follow the money, right? Jamie, you always talk about this. Follow the money. Let's follow the money to the top of the league. The 2024 total payroll for teams. The Mets are still number 1 at just over $300 million. The Mets, with Steve Cohen, after coming into the league with a bang, Steve Cohen kind of reversed track and said, all right, I can't do it this way. I'll pay, but I want to pay and do it smart.
Yeah.
So the Mets didn't spend like a lot of people maybe thought they would have. The Yankees have really taken a step back in terms of their wild spending under Brian Cashman, their longtime GM and team president, as well as some of the youngsters there with the Steinbrenner kids. So they have taken a step back with spending. The Houston Astros have a high payroll because they paid guys like Bregman and Altuve. They paid some of their guys. They stopped spending. Philadelphia spent big over the previous couple of years. There's only so much spending that you're going to be able to do again this upcoming season. Atlanta handed out their contracts. Toronto, Mama Rivers' team, didn't spend like they had been over the last couple of years because they were spending. Long story short, the teams that usually spend did not get into the bidding war. And the Dodgers had their sights set on Shohei and Yamamoto. And then once those two guys were signed, they took a step back and started making trades, like for the one with Glass now and some of these other guys. You didn't have the bidding war this time around. And maybe that's because of the luxury tax. Maybe that's because of the Diamond Sports situation. Maybe it's a combination of the two. But you need, if I'm an agent, I want you two guys fighting over my client Marsh.
Right.
I want you guys to be in a bidding war to drive it up. And then I'll go to Marsh and say, hey, do you want to play for, Carey's team or Jamie's team? Here's your offer.
That's a tough one.
It is. It's real tough. But
you got the most money.
Carey's giving you the most money.
Well, I'm going to go there then.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the Cardinals. I'm not paying you.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't going there.
And Jamie refuses.
Well, I don't want to be there, so they're not going to have me.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
You don't want him there.
But that is what that's another I don't think there's just one thing, but that's another aspect of this that I think needs to be discussed.
I think there's one more part of it too that we haven't touched on yet is that Scott Boras is not a very well-liked entity amongst the owners and general managers and presidents and all that stuff. What if this was a market correction?
It may have been.
By the front offices.
Mm-hmm.
Is that collusion?
No, we'll call it a market correction.
It sounds like collusion.
Yeah, call it what you want, Carey.
They all decided to say, you know what, we're done with you.
No. Are there text messages saying it?
Oh,
it's damn collusion.
It'd be a landline from somebody else's office, that's for sure. But it's not out of the norm to think that, call it whatever you want, that general managers, maybe they didn't even talk. Maybe they didn't collude. They're just like, we're done with this. Like, we like your client, but you're overvaluing your client.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's not collusion. If you're overvaluing your player, that's your own fault. Mm-hmm. And if you continue to go for the kill shot every single time as the agent, right? Like, he never, ever hits a triple. He always wants a home run.
Yeah.
Well, that starts to rub people on the other side of the deal the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Think about it. If you're getting waxed every time by the same person, like at some point you're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing business with this guy anymore.
Right.
I don't care who he has. I don't need that player. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, boom.
I could buy 3 of those players for one of those guys. Yeah.
So there might be an element of that too, where people are just sick and tired of Scott Boras and him overvaluing his players.
Yeah. It could all the moons may have just aligned here, and now we have a situation where Blake Snell and Cody Bellinger and Jordan Montgomery just didn't get the deals that they expected. It is still somewhat surprising that they didn't get those deals. They didn't come anywhere close. I do wonder, too, if Major League Baseball teams are going to be more willing moving forward to just do the short-term deals. I'll give you 2. I'll give you an opt-out after the 1, but I'm only going to go 2. Because that really would be the smarter way.
When it comes to pitchers, it's definitely the smartest way.
Do you think starting pitchers in Major League Baseball are sort of starting to become what running backs are in the NFL?
No.
No?
The only reason why I say it that
what's wrong with running backs, Carey?
I don't know. Huh. The running backs are the lifeblood of a football team. Yeah. I think everyone should know that.
Some would say the running game's pretty important.
I mean, it's the most important thing. Run the ball and play defense. If you can't do those 2 things, you're not going to win championships.
Control the clock, Anthony. You run the ball.
Everybody wants to pay these quarterbacks millions and millions of dollars. What do? They don't even.
They hand the ball off.
They hand the ball off to the running back, and then they throw it to Justin Jefferson when it's 4th and 20, and he goes and makes a hell of a play. What are we talking about here?
Or you dump it off.
Mm-hmm. That's your guy now. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's your guy now.
I can't wait for that.
Don't be making fun of me now. That's your guy now.
I know. 3rd and 17, 4th and 17, season's on the line. I'm going to go 7 and see if my guy can pull off a miracle.
Well, that's why you paid him.
Yeah.
You know what? At least your team. You said season's on the line. At least your team is in that spot.
That's true.
This is like week 17, trying to make it to win the division. This is not.
Still.
But do you get what I'm saying,
I'll take it. I do. So to be more direct, Marsh, the reason why I don't think it's the same is because of the draft. Mm-hmm. You can find an Isaiah Pacheco, and I think after a while, teams are like, oh, wait a second here. We don't have to pay that running back. We don't have to get a first, top 10 guy. We can find a viable starter for a running back. And running backs, unfortunately, as Carey knows, the career very short.
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying. I know like the drafting aspect and how we get there is different, but the underappreciation of what a really good starter can do. Some Major League Baseball teams think, hey, we can just get away with what we have, aka what the Cardinals are doing right now.
So that your point might tie into what Jamie said initially, which is that I'm not going to pay a guy going 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if that's kind of where you're going with Marshall.
But is Jordan Montgomery a guy that goes 5 though?
No, I don't think so. That's more of a Snell thing.
Right.
That's why I said it's isolated. Each
gonna
situation is isolated.
Yeah, Snell's going to walk 14 guys. That's why he usually only goes 5 2/3. But he also, might be in a Cy Young candidate again. So, or a Cy Young winner again. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's play fun with last-second trades. There is a trade scenario floated out there by the Bleacher Report for the Cardinals.
Oh, boy.
Let's play the hypothetical game next on 101 ESPN.
March is a critical time to check your home's windows. If yours are cracked, leaking, won't open or stay open, now is the time to call Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free windows. Plus, put 0 down, 0 interest, and make 0 payments for 24 months. And you can also get a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets with a purchase of a house of windows. If your windows are cracked or leaking, they won't open or stay open. Finally had enough of the frigid drafts coming through your windows. If you're frustrated by higher and higher energy bills, it's time to reach out to Window Nation at 866-90Nation or online at windownation.com. Again, you can get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and make no payments for 24 months. Window Nation's professional installation team has installed thousands of windows and have 10 years of experience. They can install those new windows in 1 day or less, and Window Nation windows come with a lifetime warranty. Again, reach out to them today for a free, no-obligation quote at 866-90Nation or visit them online at windownation.com.
So this is a hypothetical trade that was floated out by the Bleacher Report. Last-minute blockbuster MLB trade ideas before the 2024 season. So it's just an idea. I like it. I think it's creative. So, for example, they have a White Sox-Padres swap that involves Luis Robert going to San Diego for, a couple of prospects. They also have Jonathan India going to Toronto for Alek Manoah, who goes to Cincinnati. He's not, yeah.
They had an injury. The second baseman for the Reds got hurt. He's out.
That's not good.
Yeah, Matt, what is his name?
Matt, what is his name?
McClain. Yeah, Matt McClain.
He was great for them last year.
Matt Morris, but no, that's not him.
That's a pitcher, and he's not playing anymore.
Unfortunately, we could use him.
Another deal involves the Guardians receiving Colton Cowser, who's one of the top prospects for Baltimore in exchange for Shane Bieber. So they also floated out a deal involving the Cardinals. The deal would be the Cardinals receiving Logan Gilbert, the right-hander for the Seattle Mariners, so a legit top-end starter. But the Mariners would receive outfield prospect Chase Davis, Nolan Gorman, and Tink Hence. I had the same reaction you did, Jamie.
No.
You threw up in your mouth?
Yeah, why the hell would you give up Gorman and Hence?
I'm not going to give you a left-handed power bat and my top pitching prospect. I'll give you Gorman, who I don't really want to give up, but if in a deal like this, I would give up Gorman, one of the other pitchers, and then you can have Chase Davis. I'm not going to give up Tink Hence.
Yeah, there's no chance.
I probably wouldn't give up. I would probably give you, and Chase Davis is an intriguing one because I think, I don't know what the outfield situation is going to look like in a couple of years. I believe that you might have Jordan.
In a couple of months.
In a couple of months. But
Weeks.
Definitely in a couple of years.
Yeah.
You might have Jordan Walker on the infield in a couple of years. You don't know. He may move back into the infield, which would open up a spot in one of those corner outfield spots. Because I think Victor Scott is going to be your starting center fielder, hopefully going forward.
That'd be nice.
That's my plan. I don't run the team, but that's my plan. But Nolan Gorman, I said this all offseason. If you are the Cardinals and were looking for a Dylan Cease type of player or a Logan Gilbert type of player, you're probably going to have to part with Nolan Gorman, and you're going to have to be okay with that. And I'm okay with that because I think having pitching is more important. But Tink Hence and a couple of other players, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Not for Dylan Cease or before he got traded or for Logan Gilbert.
It's a tough one for me. I mean, Logan Gilbert, obviously that was a big name that circulated around for quite a bit of time. The Cardinals were attached to that name, whether it was justified or not. They're rumored to be talking about it. Gorman's a big ask. It is. I mean, we'll see how his season is this year with his back and everything. I mean, he changed popcorn and everything, so it should be much better.
That's clearly the key.
I've just read that like 2 different places. I'm like, really? We're highlighting the change of popcorn?
Anybody
he dropped like 15 pounds because he changed popcorn.
If you're
eating that much damn popcorn,
eating? How are you eating that?
That's a lot of calories,
those big
man.
bags that you buy at the grocery store?
Yes.
One a day, for sure.
No.
Can't be. To drop 15
pounds? That's a lot of calories to drop 50
It's fluffed corn.
One a day.
Fluffed corn. There you go. There's like popcorn. Not like a filet mignon.
No. That's ridiculous.
Anyways, it's a big ask for Logan Gilbert.
But I'm okay because I view Nolan Gorman, I view him similar to how I view Kyle Schwarber. Like, he's going to hit home runs, but he's going to strike out. He's going to have a low average. He's not going to hit for average. He's better in the field. Yeah, but is he better than some of your other options in the field?
No. Okay. Head to head, he's better than Schwarber.
He is.
Well, yeah, but
that's why I give Schwarber a glove.
Yeah, just give him a bat in the outfield.
He smash it over to somebody else to catch it.
Yeah,
probably. He had a better chance.
Jose Canseco style.
Off his dome,
right off the head.
Right off the noodle.
But yeah, I would be okay if it meant top tier starting pitching because I think you can make up for what you will miss with Nolan Gorman.
The only thing I'll say on Gorman, I've made this point before because you brought up Dylan Cease, and anytime those trade conversations were brought up, the Nolan Gorman's name was always thrown out there. The only thing I'd say on Nolan Gorman is that he's a left-handed power bat. And as soon as, it's the old Colton Parayko thing, as soon as you give up a left-handed power bat, I mean, a legit one, you're looking for a left-handed power bat.
You don't have that replacement.
Yeah,
it's not Alec
tough.
Burleson. It's nobody.
That's Burley.
No. Burley can hit the ball, but he doesn't have the power. Not like Gorman.
No, not the natural power.
No.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm okay giving up a young position player for a proven top-end pitcher. I don't want a 3 if I'm giving up, somebody of significance. But if it's a situation where I can get, Logan Gilbert, I mean, could you imagine a starting rotation of Sonny Gray, Logan Gilbert, or Logan Gilbert, Sonny Gray? That's your starting point. And then if Tink Hens does develop and his ETA is either at the end of this year or next year, your starting pitching can change in a hurry. This is a move I would make, but not if it's going to involve Tink Hens.
How much more control do you have of Gilbert?
Gilbert's 20. I think he's 28 at this point. So you're getting somebody who's in his prime.
But I think you've got one more year.
Let's see here.
That's relevant, obviously.
So if you're making a deal like that, you're signing him, right?
Well, you're hoping to.
So this is his first year of arbitration.
Okay, so what do you got? 3 more years?
Yep. He wouldn't become a free agent until 2028 when he's 31.
So that becomes way more attractive then for me.
It's also why the Bleacher Report includes the Cardinals' top pitcher, because you're getting somebody that's cross-controlled, which makes sense.
Then you have to evaluate what the ceiling is for Gilbert. Is he already there? Mm-hmm. And then what's the ceiling for Tink Hens?
I'm not letting Tink Hens go. I think we've already bumped our head on, letting young pitching go.
What? Name one.
I can give
Sandy Alcantara.
I can give you 2. Zach Gallen.
I only said 1, guys.
Well, that's 1 too many. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not in the place to let him go. Like I said, and I really wouldn't want to let Chase Davis go, because I don't know what my outfield situation is going to be looking like in a couple of years. And you'll run into a situation where you got infielders in the damn outfield again, like we had last year, because you don't have enough guys.
Utility guys, Carey.
I don't want to hear it.
Let me sell you on utility.
Nah, I don't want to buy. No, thank you.
What?
No, thank you.
It's trending here in St. Louis.
It has been for two years now.
So the other name, I know a lot of people will say Shane Bieber, but the other name that's intriguing that's just not on this list, and I'm all about pitching, but I would love to see Luis Robert in the outfield for the Cardinals. He was this was the trade, the Padres sending Ethan Salas, a catcher, and Jogger Haynes to the White Sox, and they received Luis Robert. Luis Robert was reportedly down to the White Sox and Cardinals when he eventually signed with the White Sox.
Yeah, he called the Cardinals.
And the DeWitts were
they declined the call.
The DeWitts were like, that's a lot of money for a player we haven't seen play yet.
They're like, who is this Luis Robert guy?
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
He'd be fun to add. So there's your outfield situation being cleaned up.
Well, hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the outfield looks like in a couple of years. I don't know if Lars Nootbaar is healthy enough to or hitting and performing well enough. If Dylan Carlson is healthy enough. There's a lot of questions in the outfield right now. I think we had questions last year, though.
St. Louis ifs.
Ifs and buts.
Pretty much, man.
Yep.
If you're just joining us, well, not if you're just joining us. You probably saw it last night. Jordan Montgomery signed a 1-year deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1 year, $25 million. Jamie kind of speculating some of the things that he's heard and read, that Jordan Montgomery wasn't too keen on coming back to St. Louis. Why? Nobody knows. You could blame, I mean, really, you can open it up for anything. I don't know if it's as deep as that whole St. Louis Cardinals mystique is gone, because Arenado and Goldschmidt wanted to be here and still want to be here. So
yeah, but they're not pitchers. They're not pitchers.
But does it matter in that situation?
You know what matters right now is I hear all these things that other teams have going on in their pitching position, pitching labs, and all this stuff. And look at last year. If you're Jordan Montgomery, you got a little bit of a taste the year before. Like, okay, it was kind of cool. He got elevated in the lineup. Like, he felt like he was somebody here. But then they brought in a new catcher, apparently the catcher didn't see eye to eye with all the rotation guys, and Montgomery being one of them that apparently struggled with Wilson Contreras. Whose fault is that? I don't know. You get Dusty Blake, a brand new pitching coach, and maybe he didn't speak the same lingo.
Yep.
And all of these things at some point turn into contributing factors as to why people stay, come, or leave.
Yep.
And I don't know. Maybe that was part of it.
You would want to feel comfortable wherever you are. I mean, if he felt comfortable, he would have came back or would have wanted to stay.
Or he
come
felt
back.
like it's an advantageous position for him to come back. And he didn't feel that way.
You mentioned Nolan Arenado as him being here and wanting to be here. And I said, did he or does he? Because there were some rumors last year possibly wanting to be traded. Now, I'm not a person that think that rumors just come out of nowhere when it comes to that. Normally, it's an agent or it's something being spoken. And Nolan Arenado came here to win a championship. Let's make no mistake about it.
Help him win a championship.
Well,
you got to help himself, too.
He has to help himself.
That's my point exactly.
He has to be helped with the players around him.
Yeah.
And so I think not only are some of the other players, if the Cardinals don't do well this year, if they're in the same position they were last year, I wouldn't be surprised if those rumors turn into something that could become real.
The only reason why I included Arenado is, one, he did initially want to come here, and two, he opted in twice. He had two opportunities, not one, but two opportunities.
Which is what would piss you off even more if you're not getting the results.
Sure, and I'm going to look at you when I say you're making a lot of money.
And I'm going to look at you and you say, you told me we would have players here to help us win.
You told me you were going to be a championship caliber player.
He has been, minus the beginning of last year.
Yeah, well, it's still minus.
Second half was good.
Minus is the problem.
I was
forgetting about the first half. It was over in the first half.
Right. Yep.
It was over in the first month.
He didn't pitch one time.
In the second
No, he
half.
missed a lot of ground balls.
He did do that.
It's all part of it. All right, it's a fascinating on 101 ESPN.
My ass.
Which NFL teams improve themselves the most in free agency? We'll get that next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, we just love watching the big tournament, and it's whittling its way down. And maybe you had an underdog in this tournament. Maybe you've got a favorite. Maybe somebody you were hoping would win is now eliminated. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, they've got so many great ways for you to watch the big tournament. And right now, new customers to FanDuel get $200 in bonus bets, Carey, if their first $5 bet wins.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $200 to use on point spreads and money lines. You can even pick who's going to win it all. Maybe you want to go with Anthony Stalter's UConn Huskies.
Yeah, baby.
If you think they're going to beat San Diego State tomorrow, I got my Illini taking on Iowa State and then facing Anthony's Huskies and making it to the Final Four. Your choice. All you have to do is visit FanDuel.com/fast and bet on college hoops until they cut down the nets.
Look, if it's the Illini or the Huskies, you know where you're going. It's UConn all the way, defending NCAA champions. I did some work out in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, trust me, we know.
Yeah,
I'm basically a UConn Husky.
You and Chef
basically went there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. And then you can bet on college hoops until they cut down the nets. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. So which NFL teams improved the most this offseason? Kerry Davis, happy birthday, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday. We'll sing. Jamie will sing to him at some point.
Jamie, you will sing.
What?
I just wanted to see his response.
Now, Jamie, you will sing.
You will say, like I said, what? Hang on a minute now.
Or you will be removed.
It's your birthday, but let's not get carried away here.
Jamie looked at me like, the hell are you talking to? The hell you think this is? I know I've been gone, but it's a legit look, too.
I didn't even fake that one.
No. You got the real deal on both sides there. All right, so which NFL teams improved the most this offseason? The teams that, just throwing some out. Carey Steelers, might as well start off with them.
Oh, yeah.
So they signed Russell Wilson for pennies on the dollar. They traded for Justin Fields for pennies on the dollar. Then they signed Cordell Patterson yesterday, and they brought in already the Party Smith to run the offense. So.
Yeah. Don't forget about Patrick Queen.
Signing on the defense as a linebacker. Their best signing.
Because they were struggling in the inside linebackers. A lot of them went down last year. This team, in my opinion, obviously is much better than they were week 17, week 1 through week 17 of last year. New offensive coordinator, new quarterback, entirely different quarterback room. And that to me was the one thing that when you were looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, you were wondering, why is this offense so bad? And I had high hopes for Kenny Pickett. I had high hopes for Matt Canada. I thought that they were going to figure some things out. Didn't happen. Didn't work out well. And now they're both gone. And so the offense should be better. Deontay Johnson is gone, which I'm not a fan of. I really like him, but you give George Pickens.
Him?
I did.
He's kind of a lazy player, kid.
Well, I liked him more.
I don't see that marriage.
He had over 100
he
catches.
Want to block.
And here's the big deal.
For a guy going into the touchdown.
Listen, most receivers don't want to block.
At least they fake it.
Not really.
They run in a general direction.
As a running back, you would not understand how many receivers I have run into the backs of because they're just standing there. Get the hell out of the way, bro. Move your damn feet. And it gets to the point where you're not going to do it, I'll run you over too. I'm not going to get hit by them.
See, I like that strategy.
Yeah. And then eventually they're like, oh, yeah, okay, got you.
I better get out of the way. Yeah. Okay.
So I think that the team offensively is better. Defensively, hopefully they're completely healthy. Minka Fitzpatrick missed time. Cam Hayward missed time last year with injuries. So both of those guys coming back healthy. TJ Watt being the defensive, he finished top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year again, I believe, and potentially could have won it. But I think they're going to be much better all around. And I know my good friend over here, Anthony Stalter, says 9-8 because they don't have losing seasons, but you're wrong. They're going to win 11 to 12 games.
I'm not wrong. They don't have losing seasons.
They don't have losing seasons, but they're not going to be 9-8.
So that was my question to you: is they're 10-7 last year with, mediocrity
at quarterback. Yes,
mediocrity at offensive coordinator, and they were 10-7. If Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, if one of them finds their game within that group, what can we truly expect from the Steelers? Because I find them to be one of the most intriguing teams coming up for this season.
I think they are a 12-win team at bare minimum.
Yeah.
Because, again,
I can see
that quarterback room, that defense kept them in so many games and allowed them to be able to even have the wins that they had. If you get competent quarterback play, a quarterback that can actually throw the ball into the end zone and not turn it over, I think they're going to be really good. And this is not just a homer talk.
I get it. To me, Anthony, I look at it and I was like if Russell Wilson recaptures anything,
right,
any version of him,
yeah,
that's obviously going to help them. If Justin Fields takes steps forward because he actually has a team around him, where he's got a good offensive line and a good defense that is going to help him stay in games,
right.
I don't know. I find it interesting to see where they could end up.
I don't disagree with either of those points. I will say this, though. The 10 wins, I think, are a little misleading. 2 of those wins came against the Bengals without Joe Burrow. And
2 of them came against Baltimore as well, if I'm not mistaken.
The last one was against Tyler Huntley.
One of them came against.
Was it or was it not Baltimore?
It was Baltimore. This is a team game.
10 years from now, I won't remember.
The Ravens were wearing, the Ravens were wearing those uniforms. Most of their starters were out. It was the last week of the season.
Well,
and the Steelers struggled to win 17-10.
I don't know why you hyper-focus on things like that.
Well, I don't either.
When you're talking about 10 wins and, they didn't have quarterback play.
I don't like you making fun of me.
They stunk.
At all. Okay.
It's a 9-win team. And I don't understand why Carey's so upset about that.
Well, here's the thing. They
9-win team.
They lost to the Cardinals, which was a terrible loss. They lost to the Patriots, another terrible loss. That one.
Like nobody lost to the Patriots.
That one, I mean, come on, right? The 49ers lost to start the season. At the start of the season was a real loss.
Oh, yeah.
And the Texans lost. The Texans ended up being much better than we thought they would be. But if you take away that Cardinals loss and that Patriots loss, you're looking at a team that does win 12 games. And I think with competent quarterback play, which they will have this year, whether it's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, Anthony.
All right, so Carey's got the Steelers as the most improved team. I really like what the Eagles have done. I mean, if you just start off with what the Eagles have, and then you add Saquon Barkley, who's going to be ticked off.
Can you be an 11-win team and fall into this category
with the way that they
ended the season? Yes. They lost like 6 games in a row.
It was 5 of their last 6.
Yeah,
I remember that.
They went on the road.
I was like,
playoffs,
oh boy.
and they got shaky baked.
They did.
I don't know if they're the most improved team, but I like the moves that they made. Saquon Barkley, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and then adding Devin White from the Bucs. They were already pretty stacked as it is, but I do like the additions that they made.
I like the Falcons in this category.
Oh, Kirky Cousins, huh?
I think that
really.
I think that with the talent that they have, that was completely underused in Atlanta. Old Artie Smith there, old FedEx himself, or UPS. I don't know which one it is. FedEx.
Yeah. Who will not be the representative of the Falcon shipping.
I don't want to be a part of the business, Dad. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Go buy half the Falcons and give you a job.
I'll broker a deal with Home Depot. You'll be set.
That's exactly what happened. You know it.
Oh, yeah.
The shipping cost just went way up for Home Depot, too. But no, I look at the Falcons with Kirk Cousins, and we can make fun of them all we want. Him under center there makes that team substantially better.
Right.
And therefore, I think they'll win the NFC South, which would be a big improvement.
So they won 7 games last year with me under center.
I know.
And 7 games. So you add Kirk Cousins, who's got a pulse.
Yep.
And is actually a quarterback. You would think that they'd win at least 10 games. So from that standpoint, I completely agree. I also like that they added a slew of wide receivers, so they're not tempted to draft another damn wide receiver with the 8th pick. If
they might, though.
If they do, which they probably will, maybe I just punch myself so hard I knock myself
running
out.
Back.
Rome Odunze, they're at number 8.
Well, they've got 3 options there at number 8. They got the 2 LSU receivers. They've got 4, Marvin Harrison Jr., and they've got Rome Odunze.
Marvin will be gone.
Yeah, you would think.
Rome will be there. Mm-hmm. He'll be a Falcon.
If they don't go with a pass rusher. I mean, the reason why you blow so many games like that is because you don't have a pass rush, and they haven't had one in 3 decades. So, and that's not even an exaggeration. Yeah.
Who was the last great pass rusher
that they had?
Yeah.
Vic Beasley for 1 year.
1 year. Patrick Kearney wasn't necessarily a pass rusher.
He was really good, though.
Yeah.
John Abraham. When he was healthy, he was disgusting.
Yeah.
But he'd play only 8 games. No, the last truly great one they had was probably Chuck Smith.
That's what I was thinking, Chuck Smith. Yeah.
But I like McCurney.
Been a while.
Other teams, real quick. I think the Bears did well. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, Gerald Everett, Kevin Byard. They're going to likely get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's where it's really going to be. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Absolutely.
Will he be ready to go, or is it another year or 2 before? Is the team ready, but the quarterback isn't? That's always tough.
Which was the debate for the truthers, the Justin Fields truthers. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for Prove Me Wrong. Send us a Prove Me Wrong statement to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. What are you laughing about?
I like that we have the entire law firm here today.
Yeah.
It might take all of us, too.
It probably will.
Carey, we might have to finish each other's sentences. Just saying.
Just
I'm in a bad mood. Oh, no.
You see me reach for the cough button? Just take over.
Jamie was saying.
As Jamie was saying.
As my associate was just referring to.
Yeah, so the law firm of Davis, Rivers, and Stalter will step into the Honorable Judge Andrew Marsh's chambers, and we'll see if we can win a couple cases. Next on 101 ESPN. Hey, at R&R Tire Express, it has never been easier to get the tires you need and the wheels that you want. Now through April 15th, you can request a quick quote, and R&R will pay half your first month's payment. Half. Think about that. And when R&R says quick quote, they do mean quick. We're talking 60 seconds tops. Simply submit your contact info, vehicle year, make and model on the rnrtires.com website to secure your half-off offer today. Again, that's rnrtires.com. Don't worry, requesting a quote is a no-commitment inquiry. R&R Tire Express offers flexible payment options. Everyone's approved, no credit needed. Plus, you'll enjoy peace of mind coverage that includes free tire installation, free rotations, free flat repair, and more. Let the R&R Tire Express team pay half your first month on all in-stock tires and wheels when you request a quick quote at rnrtires.com. Of course, you can always give them a call as well. 1-833-ROLL-NOW. 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Join them today. Jump on this offer while they're paying half off right now at R&R Tire Express.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Oskar Sundqvist, who was injured the other night against the Vegas Golden Knights, it came out today that he will miss the rest of the season with an ACL injury. We talked about that earlier. If you missed that conversation or any other conversation that we've had today, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to that podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Speaking of interviews, we'll talk with Jeremy Rutherford at 4:30. Talk about the Blues and what they have to do the rest of the year to make the playoffs. Once again, Jeremy Rutherford at 4:30, so stay tuned for that. Also, last night, Jordan Montgomery came to terms with the Arizona Diamondbacks on a one-year, $25 million deal. The deal reportedly contains a vesting option for a second year, which would be worth up to $25 million. Once again, Jeremy Rutherford at 4:30. The Blues will take on the Calgary Flames tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. You can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN. Coming up next, we have Prove Me Wrong. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement, send it our way to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, independent American standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, the studious Judge Andrew Marsh takes the bench now.
Give him a couple more.
I mean, he's looking good today, guys, ain't he?
Looking great. Fantastic.
Is it the glasses?
It's the glasses.
I don't typically wear the glasses.
He's looking great,
I honestly didn't even know you had glasses.
Oh, I used to wear glasses all the time until I just didn't like wearing them anymore.
Okay. That was me in the 7th grade.
I couldn't see today, so I figured I'd wear them.
See today.
I don't know. I just woke up. I was like, I just got to put these on.
All right. Well, hey, you look great,
Fantastic.
Judge.
Thank you.
Look great.
Yep.
The law firm of Davis, Rivers, and Stalter present, and we're ready for our first case.
All right, this is an interesting one. Not a sports-related question, but very important. From the 618, prove me wrong. A1 steak sauce ruins a steak and should be eliminated. And I will say, not just A1, we'll also throw just all steak sauces.
Guys, if I might, how absurd. A1 sauce was invented to get the flavor out of the steak. It's not taking anything away. It was literally invented to enhance the flavor of it. We're talking, look, people don't realize how valuable condiments are. And Jamie, I said condiments. Yeah. The other one is true, too.
I don't use that either.
A1 steaks. Only... Excuse me. I'm talking to the judge here.
Fork it.
Only the most arrogant will say something like, I can cook a steak so good you won't even need the sauce. When somebody says that to you, Judge, realize you're probably going to need anything to put on that puppy because it's going to be a chew toy when it's all said and done. You're going to thank me when A1 sauce is available after that guy looks you in the face and says, I grill a steak so good you won't even need the sauce. Punch that guy right in the mouth, grab the A1 sauce, and dunk your steak into it, baby. I rest my case.
Ooh, see, this one's tough. This one's tough because I believe a great steak doesn't need sauce. But, Anthony, you mentioned condiments, and I'm a huge sauce guy. Love sauce.
Nice.
Well done.
Well done, Anthony.
Sorry, Texter, if you were one of those people. It was basically a ricochet.
You know you're going to get that barbecue guy here.
Oh, charcoal guy is charcoal guy's all over me now. Yep, I will not be invited to that guy's home. It's okay. Probably chops up people in the basement.
Yeah,
No.
maybe.
Not great.
No.
Next, Judge.
Okay. From the 314, prove me wrong. Dylan Carlson getting hurt might be the best thing going for the Cards at the moment.
You know, him getting hurt is clearly not the best. I mean, we're scrambling, just trying to find outfielders. We got Lars Newbar. You got Tommy. This is actually the worst thing that could have happened because he was hitting the ball really well. He was doing an outstanding job proving himself to be the center fielder that we knew and know him to be. And so, you know, getting hurt it puts your team really in a bind. You got to bring a rookie up who we think is going to be outstanding, but what is he? He's a rookie. He's a younger person. Hasn't had as many opportunities as Dylan Carlson has had. So, you know, it cannot be a beneficial thing. Anytime anyone gets hurt, it puts your team in a disadvantage when people get hurt because you're scrambling. I mean, look at the Blues. Sonny went down. You're right. That's a terrible injury, and so now they're going to be scrambling, trying to figure out how to fill that void. And that's what the Cardinals are doing right now. They're trying to scramble, and they start tomorrow, right? It's the worst time for an injury like that to take place.
Yeah, and Carey, just to add on to that, if I may,
please do.
Is, if you make a roster move because of performance, where you have one player outperforming someone or one player not performing well enough, that's usually a sequence that's timed.
Yeah.
To where the organization knows what they're doing, what the next move is. When you get an injury, now you're forced to make decisions that you may not have wanted to make. And to your point, right before the season like this, there's no way that it's optimal for the Cardinals to be missing Dylan Carlson.
And if I may, happy birthday, Carey.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, injuries are never great.
Well,
so, yes, I'm going to give that one to you. Yeah. I will say, though, it is nice that when Dylan Carlson does come back, it's like making a trade.
It kind of is. This one's more like a free agent signing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feels
Judge,
different.
I'm not going to disagree with you at all.
No, don't right now.
Yeah.
Don't do it right now.
No, that's a good
I
call.
figured you
Wait till
wanted.
the next segment.
Yep.
From the 724, prove me wrong. The Blues would be better off to trade Jordan Bennington this summer for prospects/NHL-ready players and roll with Joel Hofer as your starting goaltender.
Not even close. Thank you.
From the 314, prove me.
There really is nothing left to say.
Prove me wrong. Spring training matters when they're young, doesn't when they're old.
All right, so spring training matters when you're young and doesn't when you're old.
Yes.
So I would think
Why
that...
are you laughing at me like that?
No, I'm not. I didn't look at Carey. Exact point I've made. I had to recruit. I had to what was it called? Not excuse, but
recuse yourself.
Yeah. So why don't you keep doing that, okay? Here's where I'm going to take this angle at it. When you're talking about spring training, I'm going to take it from the angle of a player. And having been a young player and having been an old player, I can tell you this, that unless you're a star player, spring training is going to matter when you're old, because you got these young guys that are constantly sitting there nipping at your heels. Look at Victor Scott right now. He was like, a couple of years from now, he might be ready. Guess what? He just took your job in center field, whoever it is. Name your outfielder. Alec Burleson, you're a bench bat right now because a young guy stepped up, had a great spring training, and took your spot. If you're an old guy and you've got this resume, you can kind of pump the brakes sometimes in spring training. But if you're an older guy that is just a player on the team, spring training is invaluable for that. You've got to prove then to the organization that you can still play, you can still contribute, that the youngster is better off still going down to AAA, that you don't need him yet. So, yes, I would argue that spring training for those older players, those veteran players, is more important than to the young guys.
Nice job.
You guys are doing good today. We'll see if it continues. From the 314, prove me wrong. Everyone is sleeping on the Tennessee Titans this year.
I mean, the Tennessee Titans were sleeping on themselves last year, right? I don't think anyone is sleeping on them. I think the Titans have been sleeping on themselves. Who's their quarterback?
Yeah.
Will Levis.
I thought it was Ryan Tannehill. Or maybe it was Malik Willis. I mean, they've drafted a bunch of them in the last few
Options.
years.
Who's their coach? They let go of a good one in Mike Vrabel.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Jamie's brother.
Yeah.
Who I love, by the way. I love Jamie's brother.
He's not all that good
It's just,
coaching football.
If it's hockey, it's
Probably,
different.
yeah,
Sean,
probably
fantastic.
not.
But football,
a great
no.
football coach.
Yeah.
And so,
Love you, Sean.
I don't think anyone's sleeping on the Titans. I think they're going to be sleepwalking through the entire AFC South. I mean, you got the Texans, they got better, right? The Jags, they keep getting better. The Indianapolis Colts, they basically get their quarterback back, which is like
making a
picking
trade.
up. There you go, right?
Yeah.
This is what he said. So, no one's sleeping on the Titans. They're not good. They're not going to be good.
Who's their running back?
Nobody.
They got rid of the one that everyone knew.
Their offense?
Nobody.
Honestly, you could have said anything.
I noticed the judge was looking at other
I was
cases.
not even. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was looking at other cases. I already knew the answer to that one. However, this might be the toughest one yet, gentlemen.
Ooh.
We might not even get an answer. From the 618, prove me wrong. Carey would absolutely mop the floor with Jamie in a bar fight.
if I may, these two incredible athletes, tough guys, they would punch each other so hard they knock each other out. Both of them would be on the ground.
Like Vince Young.
And Marsh and I.
How Vince Young didn't see that coming.
my God.
That was a cheap shot.
Yeah, but he was in the middle of the fight the whole time.
You should be paying attention.
That's my dad would tell me, that's your own fault.
Yeah, I did not feel bad for him. Hey, you should have saw that one coming.
Got to have your head on a swivel.
You should.
But anyways, nobody's going to mop the floor between these two heavyweights. They'd knock each other out. Marsh, you and I would be mopping the floor with these
Jamie
guys.
and we're not fighting. Listen, we're not fighting each other. We might get back to back and fight everybody else.
Now that I could see. That might be in the near future.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, that was the best one.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Anthony, you made a great point. I'll give you the point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie, I was hoping that you wouldn't go further with that and start describing what Marsh and I would bring to the table, because last time you did that, you swore on air.
Oh, I did? What did I say?
You said that I was bat.
Oh, yeah.
But you eliminated
Bat, blank, blank.
No, I said the word. Yeah, I did. I said, well, Anthony's bat.
Crazy.
Yeah.
S blank. And then like 2 seconds after, I went, wait a minute.
You eliminated crazy. That's what it was. You
word.
eliminated crazy. You eliminated. You said bat, said it, and then went blank.
And then we looked at each other and both hit the dump button.
Yep.
They're like, oh my.
We got one more. Let's do one more here.
That was funny.
One more. That was
One
really
more.
funny.
From 314, prove me wrong. DeBoer takes Alabama to the national championship in the next 2 years.
Pete DeBoer?
Yeah,
Wow.
Pete DeBoer.
I mean, he is a hell of a coach. And he had your San Jose Sharks for a while.
No,
Anthony,
this is
the
different.
Vegas Golden Knights. Now he's got the Dallas Stars.
Was in New Jersey.
New Jersey, got them to a Stanley Cup final. I think that absolutely. I mean, why not? He can coach football, right? Can't be that hard.
They probably won't win, but...
Yeah, wrong DeBoer.
it's
there
his
would be
brother.
Kalen.
Caleb.
No. Yeah.
How do you know?
Not related.
How do you know?
Might be a cousin. First cousin.
Could be.
Could be.
Maybe Dad was
Coaching
busy.
is in the blood. There you go.
Dad was a
Maybe.
salesman.
Yeah.
Traveling.
Yeah. Anyways,
Really good salesman, apparently.
Judge, just go ahead. Give us a ruling.
I think Pete can do it.
It is Alabama. It is
Seriously, how
Alabama.
hard could that be?
Yeah.
Well, they won't have the cream pies this year.
No, they won't. Although, weren't we supposed to argue that it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, but
What?
it's not with Kalen.
Who delivers the cream pies this year for Alabama?
Well, I think Saban can still do it. He's probably on campus. They probably still pay for the house.
Yeah, but it wasn't him. It was his
His wife wanted the cream pie.
Oh, that's what it
No,
was.
he wanted the cream pie. She delivered.
She may have wanted it too, Anthony.
Who knows?
It's a hell of a cream pie, is what I heard.
Little Debbie's? Absolutely.
Players loved it.
Did they? Some people
Think
like
so.
moon pies, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some players,
Most people like the cream
some
pie.
players turned down the NIL for the cream pie.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That doesn't really.
Well, Carey, you don't know.
Because you could buy your own.
No.
You never had that cream pie.
Yeah. Okay. Miles Mikolas literally told us that we can shove it. I say literally.
good
It's
old
not
Moose.
literally, but it felt like it was a literal attack at us.
Oh, pretty much.
Tell you what Moose said next on 101 ESPN. Probably said it on his boat. One of the reasons I love Happy Roof Company, the trusted roofing company for us, is that they're local here. They're in Sunset Hills. They're in South County. They don't chase storms. They're not like these people that come in from out of town after it hails and they start knocking on your door and your neighbor's door and say, hey, we could fix your roof and you don't have to get your insurance company involved and all that. And then you realize you're working with the wrong roofing company. No, not with Happy Roof Company. They're right here again in St. Louis, in Sunset Hills. Their headquarters are located there. And they do both commercial and residential roofing. They have superior high-end products, 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. They have financing available, great relationships with realtors. They do a tremendous job keeping up to date with their product knowledge, excellent project communication. And one of the best parts is they've got cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs, free estimates with competitive pricing. So if you have an old roof, a leaky roof, a damaged roof, if you have an issue right now with all the rain that we're getting throughout the spring month here of March and then into April, if you call today, the Happy Roof Company will have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. So don't wait. Call them now, 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001. Tell them Stalter sent you. You can also visit thehappyroof.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you don't need the biggest law firm. You need the best. Onder Law, voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis, is the insurance company playing games, trying to deny the medical treatment you need, refusing to pay your lost wages. Let Onder Law fight for the benefits you deserve. Injured on the job? Call Onder Law for free. 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9, all zeros.
If you are looking to elevate the look of your vehicle, head over to Pure Performance. They are the best in the business. They're your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. They've got a fantastic facility, too, located in St. Peter's, right off of Highway 70. It's a 25,000 square foot facility that has all the accessories you've ever wanted or needed, for that matter. And maybe you drive a Jeep. This time of year, Jeeps are starting to put the top down a little bit. Beautiful outside. You want that Jeep to look sharp. You want a nice lift kit. You want the tires. You want the light kit. All of those things separate you from the Jeep that's beside you, and Pure Performance can help you do that. The new Ford Broncos, just saw a blue one about 4 or 5 days ago leaving Pure Performance. It was incredible. The owner couldn't believe what Pure Performance was able to do for the Bronco. And they can do the same thing with an SUV, a pickup truck, even minivans or cars. They have got everything that you want. All you have to do, stop by the facility. Ask for Shelby. Tell Shelby that Jamie Rivers sent you in. She's going to make sure that they take great care of you. She always does. And the technicians, I've already talked about that. They do an incredible job. You will not be sorry. You'll want to go back time and time again. You'll tell all your friends about it too, which is awesome. So please get in there in person, but if you can't, please at least stop by online. Visit them at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What are you doing for your birthday tonight? Anything?
I am going out to eat with my son and my mother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Do we know where we're going?
Annie Guns, I believe.
Whoa!
Yeah, haven't been there before.
Well, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no good, I guess.
I mean, if you count
A1?
Yeah, A1. I think they should have A1 sauce.
Well, I called ahead. They're going to make sure they have it for me. Okay. Yeah.
Nice job, Jim. Yeah. Way to go.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So I don't know how you guys felt. Jamie, you had sent this to our group text. I read it off our group text. I don't know how you guys felt, but as soon as I read the comments, I thought, wow, Miles Mikolas is talking to us when he says this. Here's the quote, and Katie Wu tweeted it out. I'm not going to tell all the people doubting us to eat blank.
You better. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job using the right time, not the word after.
I didn't.
It's talent.
I didn't bleep out people or doubting. Yeah.
You're great.
So I'm not going to tell all the people doubting us to eat, you know what? I'd like to, but in the off chance I'm wrong, I look like an idiot. But in the chance that they're wrong and I'm right, that'd be pretty neat. Miles Mikolas, opening day starter, ready for 2024.
I love it.
Do you feel like, though, that he's basically talking to us after we've been so critical over his Cardinals?
I hope he is. I wish he would have said, hey, Fastlane, you guys can eat crap.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be.
I don't like your nickname you gave me, and I hate the way you guys talk about my team. Screw you guys. Now,
I hate you.
Yeah.
And everything about your show.
Yep.
And we would have fired back. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
He would have regretted every second.
No doubt.
However, I would respect the hell out of it, you know? Like, and when I saw this quote, it made me like Miles Mikolas a little more.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to tell the fan base or the critics to go blank themselves, basically.
Yeah.
I want that. I don't want to picture this and then I hope I'm better than last year. No.
Right, true.
I'm going to stick it where the sun don't shine. And your opinion, that too. Back door.
Right up there.
Hey, the old back door.
Yep.
There you go. Don't leave it open.
I like this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
I loved it. I mean, the fact that, he's hearing the noise from other people. I think as professional athletes, we tend to try to, block out all of the nonsense, all of the noise, whether it be media, fans, people that don't appreciate or are not approving of how you're playing or performing. You'll go crazy if you don't. Normally, you just block it out. But for him to say, no, I hear it, we hear it, and you can eat whatever, and when we show you that we're going to perform at the level that we expect us to, yeah, I meant it. This is how I feel, and this is what we think. And we expect our team to be much better than we were last year. I'm okay with it. Shows a level of confidence.
I love how he says, I'm not going to tell all the people doubting us to eat blank, but I'd like to. Basically saying, everybody go eat blank. That's just like, no offense. That's what.
Right.
But here's all the offense.
No offense.
No offense, but
He Trojan horsed it a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did.
I respect
Which
it.
I even like that more.
I said with all
no
due
kidding.
respect.
And I mean
Doesn't
with
mean
all
you
due
can
respect.
say whatever you want.
Sure as heck does. I hope this whole team proves us wrong. I really do. I hope they prove everybody wrong.
So here's the question then. How do they prove us wrong then? Like, what is the thing that we'll get most
They
wrong?
win 95 games and win the division.
But how?
They have pitching that performs at the level that Miles Mikolas is talking.
Okay, so
That's the only way.
So we're mostly wrong on the pitching because I want to take
He's
this.
talking about his pitchers. He's not talking about the other guys. I assume when he says talking about us, I assume he's talking about those 5 starters because that has been the main topic of conversation. We think Jordan Walker is going to be good. We think Mason Wynn is going to be good. Maybe not at the plate right away, but he's going to be good. Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado are MVP caliber players because they've shown it in the past. He's not talking about those guys. He's talking about us, pitchers. That's what they're saying about us.
Yeah.
And so, as Cardinal fans, that's who we've been looking at. That's who we were looking at last year because they
justifiably
stunk.
so.
Yeah. And you brought some new players in, some new blood in. And so now let's see if they're good enough. And we're in the waiting process, but he's saying, nah, we're good, and we'll show you.
I don't know. I got the impression that he was talking about just the Cardinals in general, proving everybody wrong. But nonetheless, whether he's talking about his pitching staff, the pitching staff, or he's talking about the Cardinals, like how can they prove us wrong? I thought about that too. Like, well, the pitching will be much better, and that'll be the reason that that'll be the way that they prove us wrong. I'm actually going to take it in a different way. We this time around, unlike last year, undersold the offense. And the offense wound up being great, and the pitching wound up being just, average, which is what the Cardinals were banking on last year. And the offense wasn't great. It was okay, and the pitching staff was disastrous. So I think that's the thing that might prove us wrong. Like, we undersold the offense coming into the year, and then the pitching staff wasn't terrible. It was just mediocre. And they wound up winning 85 to 90 games, winning a bad division, and then, of course, getting bounced in the first round.
I can already hear it now. We should have a soft contact counter all season long.
Yeah.
However many times you hear the word soft or the phrase soft contact, because you know that's gonna be said and thrown around when this team loses.
Problem with that, Marsh,
a lot of soft
is
contact.
some of the times the soft contact finds the holes, and then the hard contact follows that up, and you're screwed. They call that a crooked number at that point, Anthony. We saw a lot of it last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that ball had eyes. So did this one. And this
Right
one
on the
here
fence.
got launched into another orbit. Boy, that really sucks. 3-0.
man.
Cardinals, top of the first.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
All right, St. Louis, are you in the market for replacement windows? If so, call my friends over at Window World. Preferred window of the St. Louis Blues. Just pick up the phone. Call them 314-993-1800. They make a double-strength glass that is not commonly found in replacement windows. And I know this because I was over there with John, one of the owners, and he had me stand on a window. And I kind of jumped up and down on the window, and it didn't break. That told me a couple things. One, it's a heck of a product. And two, the efficiency has got to be really good. And with the hot summers here in St. Louis and the cold winters in the middle of January, you want to have an efficient window so that you're not heating the outside or cooling the outside at any point. And Window World has that window for you. And they also offer a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. They also are still offering 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. They are the best in the business for a reason. Their customer service is fantastic. So please, again, call them, book an appointment. That number, 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800, or visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. 4:04. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers and officially licensed Rolex jeweler Carey Davis. Happy birthday. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. And we welcome in Steve. What's up, Steve? Oh, Steve's got a back in action.
Scuba Steve.
You there?
You there?
Steve.
Can you guys hear me?
There we go. What's up, Steve? How are you?
Good. How we doing, fellas?
Good. So, first time?
This is my first time. Yep.
All right. Well, congratulations making it on the show. We appreciate you
First
listening.
time's always the best, Anthony.
First time is always the best, Jamie. Yes, of course.
It's invigorating.
Steve.
It's exciting to be on the Gauntlet, kid.
I agree.
A bit nervous, too.
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
Sometimes, performance anxiety.
Sure.
It's easy until you're doing it.
Hey, build it up in your head.
Yeah.
Steve, would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, or me today?
I'm going to go with the birthday boy.
Oh,
Carey Davis.
All right,
All right.
Steve. Good luck.
So Carey's going to make his way into the cone of silence right now. And Steve, you're going to tell Andrew Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What category are you hoping for, Steve?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball been very
What category do you not want?
Random.
Okay. Boy,
Ooh.
Steve, a lot of times we get people who are like, I don't know, I'm good with anything. I liked how direct you were, Steve.
Well, didn't help him.
Is it random?
It is.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Steve. The
Hey,
wheel.
yeah. Oh, well.
Wheel not happy with
The
you
wheel's
today.
angry today.
Steve was angry.
Let's see how it goes.
Angry that day, my friend. All right, so Steve, you're going to get 4 questions, all random. Carey's going to get the same 4 questions. Each question is worth 2 points unless you need the options. If you ask for the options to get the question right, then it's going to be 1 point. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wow. All right. Before riding a sandworm on the big screen, the character of Paul did so in the Dune books written by... So who wrote the Dune books?
Options.
Chris Van Allsburg, Frank Herbert, or Arthur C. Clarke? Allsburg, Herbert, or Clarke?
Herbert, final answer.
I don't know what riding a sandworm had to do with any of that.
No idea.
Right? Like,
So the sandworm is...
well, I know what it is.
I've seen...
But the question could have been, who wrote the books?
I think they're just letting people know that there's sandworms.
Yeah, but Bradford likes to put a little spin on it, you know?
Yeah, he does.
His own spin.
I mean,
well
getting
played.
on those sandworms is tough, so...
Yeah, no doubt,
Getting
Marsh.
off them's harder.
I hope.
Question 2. In the 1950s, who became the first person to computerize the game of checkers? Wow. Woof.
Jeez.
Just give me the options.
Yeah. Was it Todd Packard, Austin Raymond, or Arthur Samuel?
Let's go with Todd Packer.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Name the Breaking Bad villain who owned Los Pollos Hermanos restaurant.
I know his name. I'll know when I hear it. Trying to remember. So he had his shop. Give me the options.
Options are Tuco Salamanca, Gus Fring, or Saul Goodman.
Saul.
Saul, final answer?
Final answer.
All right, and finally, Steve, what is the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown?
Repeat that one more time, sorry.
Sure. What is the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown?
Let's see, you got the Kentucky Derby. Is the Preakness the second one? Now you guys are going to give me all 3 of them. Preakness. I think it's Belmont. Let's go with Belmont.
All right.
Final answer?
Final answer, sorry.
That's all right.
All right, well, welcome back, Carey. Back into the Cone of Silence.
Very important leg.
Yep.
Of that.
Oh, yeah. You could win the TC.
Oh, quiet.
Here's CD, the birthday boy.
Hey.
Did you get a happy birthday from Tommy in there?
Oh, yeah. It was Tommy.
Did he sing, though?
He didn't sing. You didn't either. So I guess you all are just alike.
Barely have a voice.
I don't blame you.
Lisa did.
Lisa did.
Lisa,
thank you again.
She
for
never
the
did
birthday
address
song.
why Anthony and I got left off of her birthday wishes.
I think,
okay.
guys, she might have a favorite, and it's okay.
She told me I was her favorite.
Well, you know.
Now it hurts.
It's tough, kick. It is. It's tough.
Truth hurts sometimes.
It certainly does, yeah. All right, Carey.
Yeah.
Your category today is 150% random. Completely random.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, really.
And Jamie?
Well, you better pack a lunch, a snack, water, all of it.
All right.
And we do mean it. Question 1. Before riding a sandworm on the big screen, the character of Paul did so in the Dune books, who were written by...
What? Options.
Okay.
All right.
Chris Von Allsburg, Frank Herbert, or Arthur C. Clarke. Allsburg, Herbert, or Clarke?
I don't even know what we're talking about here.
Nobody does.
Who wrote the books?
Allsburg, Herbert, or Clarke?
Allsburg, Herbert, or Clarke?
Allsburg.
Final answer?
Final answer. I wanted to say Herbert.
Question 2, Carey. In the 1950s, who became the first person to computerize the game of checkers? Yeah, you know, that guy.
What?
Kind of basic trivia, Carey. I know this stuff.
It's pretty mainstream.
I blame you for this, Anthony.
Me?
Because you were talking about how easy the questions were. I just eliminate this one, and this has to be the answer.
My strategy,
am I wrong?
Never said it was easy.
you kind of did.
No
Options, please.
Way to go, Anthony.
We are going to be...
Yeah, now we're never going to win again. Nobody's going to win. It's going to be like 0-0 with a walk-off.
Options, please. That's you, sir.
Yeah, it's your question.
I know. I'm still mad at you. Shut up, Anthony. All right, options. Todd Packard, Austin Raymond.
I don't even know the question. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, in the 1950s, Carey, who computerized the game of checkers?
Okay.
Was it Todd Packard, Austin Raymond, or Arthur Samuel?
But isn't Packard a game? Isn't that like a group of... Let's go Packard. Final answer.
Question number 3. Name the Breaking Bad villain who owned Los Pollos Hermanos.
Gustavo Fring. Final answer.
Question number 4. What is the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown?
It's not the Derby. It's not. What is the first one? I don't need the answers because it's going to be all 3 of the answers. Is it the Preakness? Or is that the first one? Or is it the Belmont? It's those 3. All right. Got the answers. Don't need the options.
The hamster in the wheel right now.
It's not the okay. Belmont, final answer.
All right, let's go over these. The birthday boy, Carey Davis versus Steve, the first timer. Let's go with question number 4 first. What is the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown? You just heard Carey go through all the options, which are 3, and wind up with the Belmont. Steve also said the Belmont. Correct answer is...
Well, there's the Preakness, Pimlico, or the Belmont.
It is the Belmont.
It is.
Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, Belmont in order. Nice job, guys. Neither of you needed the option, so we have a 2-2 tie. In the 1950s, who became the first person to computerize the game of checkers? You both went with Todd Packard after asking for the options, and we don't know why. Correct answer is
Arthur Samuel.
Of course, it's Arthur Samuel.
No relation to Hewlett Packard.
No.
Arthur Smith, actually named after Arthur Samuel.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same crap.
I was thinking that too. Hewlett Packard?
Yeah,
yes,
that's exactly right.
I would have said Packard, too.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Todd Packard is also a character on The Office, not Todd Packard.
Oh, man.
Anyways, 2-2 tie between Steve and Carey Davis. Before riding a sandworm on the big screen, the character of Paul did so in the Dune books, who were written by Carey. You went with Chris von Allsburg. Steve, you went with Frank Herbert. Correct answer is
it's all Frankie Herbert.
Nah.
You said you wanted to go with Herbert after Allsburg was your final answer.
Justin's fault.
Steve did need the options, though.
Listen again.
So it's 3-2. 3-2. Comes down to this. Name the Breaking Bad villain who owned Los Pollos Hermanos restaurant. Steve, you went with Saul Goodman.
Oh, who knew?
Carey,
Hey, you don't know.
you went with Gus Fring. Or Gustavo. What'd you call him? Gustavo? Gustavo. If it's Gustavo Fring, Carey wins today by 1. If it's Saul Goodman or any other character invented for Breaking Bad, Steve
Better
wins.
Call Saul.
And Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Steve wins. Steve.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
It was Gustavo Fring.
Yes.
Who owned Los Pollos Hermanos.
Who that
was that? The two Chicken Brothers?
Chicken Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken Brothers.
Yep.
That took 4 years of Spanish, Jamie.
I ain't paid off.
3 years of Spanish 1.
I took 1 year.
1 year of Spanish 2.
Took 1 year. Passed. Thank you, Karen. True story.
Steve, I'm sorry. Carey got you 4-3 today.
No worries.
Good
Thanks,
job,
guys.
Steve.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Happy
Steve.
birthday, Carey.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one, Carlos.
All right, we'll see you. Nice job, Carey.
Thank you.
I mean, it's only appropriate. You needed both questions at the end there.
Man.
And you needed both of those to be no options.
Oh, my goodness.
You nailed them.
Yeah.
Way to go, kid.
Ooh,
Way to
pressure.
go.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I saw one episode.
Oh, man, you're missing out.
I
just rewatched it.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Top
rewatched
5
it.
TV
Okay,
show of all
I
time.
rewatched
Walk
in
me through
opinion.
this, okay?
Yeah.
Because Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and all these ones, my girlfriend had watched all of these.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen them. I was like Anthony. I was like, I don't have time. You know, all this crap
Seems
going
like a great show, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I just couldn't get
Outstanding show.
into it, right? So my girlfriend's like, oh, no, I'll watch it again. It was that good. Like, it was great. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to watch it again, I wouldn't find it as great.
It was. You got watch it again and see
Like
if you
some
find
of
it.
the stuff that happens, you're like, oh, wow, that's like, you know,
Right.
You forget.
like a switch or like something that's like, ooh, I never saw that coming. Now you're like, I know it's coming.
Right.
Man,
I don't know.
give it some time. You'll forget, and then you'll watch it again.
Well,
You're like,
I'm sure I will forget. It's
Great. I binged it.
yeah,
Did
I
you?
did too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing that right now with Sons of Anarchy.
That's
Another great
That's
show.
one of my.
That's
top.
one I never saw, and then I've seen people talk about it, and I was like, okay, this is right up my alley, first of all.
That is one of the best shows ever.
And I'm in like season 4. I've been watching it like all season as we travel.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
You know, hold on, Carey. I know it's your birthday.
Yep.
But something for criticisms, compliments here. Okay. So compliment to you. It's your birthday. Criticism. You're rewatching Breaking Bad as opposed to going with our guy Jack Reacher?
No, I already finished.
already
it.
did.
I did that prior to you all.
He's going to watch that again.
I'm going to watch
later.
This show came out it started like a decade ago, give or take.
Yeah, I watched
so
it.
there's a lot of time in between.
You watched it again, or I thought you were in the middle of rewatching
I
it.
finished it.
And after we told you how Jack Reacher jacks people up,
No, I'm going to watch Jack
I thought we're
Reacher.
all on the same page.
I got to finish the Dynasty first.
All right.
And once I finish the Dynasty, then I'll get to Jack.
How many
Reacher.
episodes?
I'm on
Dynasty?
episode
10.
6 right now.
There's 10 already.
I believe so.
Okay, I got to get on that. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do have Jeremy Rutherford coming up in about 15 minutes or so, but why don't we jump back into the Oskar Sundqvist news? He tore his ACL again. He's going to be out. How does this impact the Blues? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. Hey, when it comes to mentality, Jamie, I know that you and I have the same feelings about it. We went down there. Actually, you started it, right? You were, I could tell, like, with all the jobs you were doing, you wanted to get back in the gym, but you were kind of struggling a little bit.
Yeah, a lot.
And then months go by, and all of a sudden, you start looking great, you start feeling great. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? You said, come with me. We went to Mentality. We went down to the Chesterfield location. There's 2 locations, Chesterfield and South County. But I talked to them about it. I was also suffering with low testosterone, some of the deficiencies in vitamins. Told them the same thing. Did the blood work. I'm on the program too. Been on it now for, 6-7 months. Love it. Feel great.
Yeah, what I love about it is that it's such a great environment. Everybody there is focused on the same thing, making people feel better. And everybody who is a client of Mentality, they're there to feel better, to get better results in life. And what I've figured out here recently, it's not just men either. There are women that are going in there for hormone therapy and things. There's changes that happen in everybody. And Mentality is by far the best place to go to where you're going to get that customer service that is unique for you. Everybody's program is specifically designed for them based upon their blood panel. And that's why I've benefited so much from Mentality. I know you the same way, Anthony, is because it's tailor-made for me. And the best part about it, too, if you're worried about it, somebody asked me about, how much does it cost? Well, you know what? Check with your insurance company. Most insurance companies will cover the expense or a portion of it because they know how important your health is as well. So to Anthony's point, don't hesitate to get into Chesterfield or the South County location. Tell them that Anthony and Jamie sent you in, or you can visit them at lowtusa.com. That's Mentality, lowtusa.com. With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name in renovations for your kitchen, your bathroom, and outdoor spaces. E&B Granite offers an extensive selection of custom countertops, cabinets, and flooring that cater to diverse tastes. The variety of colors, patterns, and styles are guaranteed to bring new life into your living spaces. And all of this is backed by a skilled team of professional fabricators, installers, and in-house design staff. And that's so important because when you don't know exactly, what you're trying to accomplish, you need help. And then once you figure out what you're looking to do from a design standpoint, you want it executed properly. That's where the technicians are unbelievable with E&B Granite and the sales associates. Not only do they help you find what you need, but then they install it for you, and then it's literally ready for a magazine. You can take a picture of it and post it online, and people would think that it was a magazine that is, a luxury kitchen remodel or bathroom or your outdoor space. It's awesome. So please stop by the showroom at 6135 Manchester Avenue, or give them a call at 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or visit them at enbgranite.com.
Well, the unfortunate news hit today about Oskar Sundqvist. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
This is serious.
I'm sorry.
All right, I know you'd be laughy all day today, but...
Oh, okay, Sammy's serious.
But this is serious. Oskar Sundqvist, unfortunately, tore his ACL. Right knee, suffered the injury in the second period of that game on Monday against Vegas, and obviously he's going to be out for the year. ACL injuries have certainly come a long way, but nonetheless, I mean, Oskar Sundqvist is looking at a long recovery, and he did so at the end of the year, which is, it adds insult to injury from that regard. But Jamie, moving forward here, there are still games to be played, including tomorrow night against the Flames. I can't imagine that the Blues shake things up that much, even though losing Sundqvist is certainly a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're forced to shake things up at this point because you don't have one of your most versatile forwards. Mm-hmm. And that's what Sonny has become from the very first stint with the Blues to where he was a fourth-line guy, physical presence, good penalty killer. He's evolved. He's part of your second power play unit, your net front presence, still kills penalties. He's on the ice at the end of the game, blocking shots. He contributes in so many different ways that it's going to be tough to, not be tough, it's going to be impossible to replace him. And this is a situation to where you're not one guy out, one guy in, and there's our replacement. You're just not, because he's a very unique individual that way. But you do have some young guys that you want to get some ice time for. Zach Dean's a centerman. He's had one game under his belt so far. It's time to see if the young man can play. He's everybody you talk to talks about how he plays with. He's got a motor. They say just nonstop. He's fast. He gets in on the forecheck. He pressures guys. Now's the time to see it. Mm-hmm. Now's your opportunity, Zach Dean, to show this coaching staff and the management that you're able to contribute on a regular basis. Zach Bolduc probably back in the lineup as well. The 11-7 experiment's probably done for now. Yeah. You're going to want to get as many bodies as you can in the lineup and spread around the ice time. But, man, losing a good veteran guy, a great locker room player, especially at a time where you're fighting for those points, trying to scratch and claw to get into the playoffs, this sucks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. Just the player, obviously, on the ice, losing him is unfortunate. But the type of man that he is in the locker room and just gritty, tough, hard-nosed type of player, what does that do to a team that is fighting to try to make it into the playoffs?
Well, it's tough. He's a character guy for you. And he's a guy that a lot of players lean on. Not so much to be like, hey, what do you think? But those guys carrying the locker room that when they walk in, the locker room just feels better.
Right.
They don't always have to say the right thing, but they're giving everything that they've got. He's a good guy. And, I mean, I don't know of anybody who doesn't love Oskar Sundqvist, the individual. Whether you've met him at a City SC game or you watch him play on Saturday nights down at Enterprise Center, he's a very, very well-liked individual. And you back that up with that competitive edge that he has to where he's out there blocking shots with his face. He lays it on the line all the time. This is a guy that I said it earlier, you can't replace him. So you're going to have other guys step up. And that's going to be difficult because guys like Oskar Sundqvist, they're not easily imitated. They're who they are because of what they genuinely are as people and as competitors. So you don't just have a Zach Dean now. He steps in the lab and he's Oskar Sundqvist. No. And I wouldn't put the pressure on the kid like that.
Right.
But even other guys in the lineup, Brandon Saad doesn't just become Oskar Sundqvist. Mm-hmm. That's why Sonny was valuable to this team, is because he was a unique individual who brought unique skill sets to the table. Yeah. He knew his role. He played his role well. He'll be missed. This is going to be tough. It doesn't get any easier now for the Blues, who are trailing Vegas by 6 points, and now they have lost, one of their spirit animals of the locker room.
Yeah, he's also somebody that plays with a lot of grit, and you need that grit right now with the way that the season is unfortunately unraveling. You needed that 2 points badly the other night against Vegas. Fortunately, Vegas choked on applesauce last night in Nashville, and you at least didn't have them win in regulation when they were up 3-0. I know, tough, but could have been 2. So
could have been.
You need that grit. You need that toughness in the way that Sundqvist plays. So he certainly will be missed throughout the rest of the season, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery, and we do see him back next season. Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider, will join us next as we continue the Blues discussion. Don't forget tomorrow, Blues Flames pregame right here on 101 ESPN starting at 6 o'clock. But JR from The Athletic next in the Fast Lane. I love the Missouri Athletic Club. This is a perfect week to talk about the MAC because when it comes to the Missouri Athletic Club, I love to use the gym all the time, and of course the other facilities when it comes to working out and changing there. I love the fact that I can do some prep work right there in one of their business centers. But they also have stuff for the family all the time. Easter is on Sunday. They got a great Easter egg hunt for the family that they have going on Saturday. They do stuff like this all the time. So if you're a club member and you can use the club facility for anything, gym, networking, all of the above, and you also can involve the family with great events like they have this weekend. It's the MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Jordan Montgomery, the former Cardinal pitcher, has reportedly come to terms with the Arizona Diamondbacks on a one-year, $25 million deal. The deal reportedly contains a vesting option for his second year, which would be worth up to $25 million. We talked about that earlier today. If you missed that, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Speaking of interviews, we're going to be joined by our Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford. So stay tuned for that. We'll dive into the Oskar Sundqvist news, which we just touched on. Oskar Sundqvist will miss the rest of the season with an ACL injury. As the Blues get set to take on the Flames tomorrow night, he will be out of the lineup. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss tomorrow night's game. Pre-game starts at 6 o'clock right here on 101 ESPN. Puck drop is at 7 for the Blues and the Calgary Flames. But now it's time to get to Jeremy Rutherford. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Notes and nuggets. It's time for the Rutherford Report with our Blues insider, Jeremy Rutherford. Brought to you by Scott Lee Heating Company, a proud Mitsubishi Electric Elite contractor.
Our Blues insider is Jeremy Rutherford, who joins us right now. He does a tremendous job covering the Blues for The Athletic. At JP Rutherford, if you want to give him a follow on Twitter, with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. And JR, unfortunate news with Oskar Sundqvist missing the rest of the season out with the torn ACL. What do we need to know from the standpoint of the Blues? You know, what do they plan moving forward? And then obviously the timetable for Sundqvist.
Yeah, I think like Riv has said, with the situation with Sundqvist, you have 10 games left in the regular season. You're going to get a look at some other players, and Zach Dean being number one on that list. He's played just the one game last week or so in Ottawa, and I asked Drew Bannister about him today, and he said for his first game he thought he played really well. So maybe you'll get to see him on a little consistent basis here down the stretch with the 10 games, and I'm looking forward to that. Like, we understand this is a retool. There's a lot of players to look at. Perhaps Jimmy Snuggerud's going to be another one to consider if his Minnesota team gets knocked out. So you don't want to write him off yet in terms of the playoff picture, but I think the chance to get a look at these younger guys, if that is the case, is going to be good for Blues fans.
Yeah, JR, when you talk about a guy like Sonny going down with an injury like this, again, with the magnitude of this injury, obviously it's a horrible day. And, you know, Sonny's going to be missed in so many ways, from his on-ice contributions to his locker room presence. You know, who's a guy, in your opinion, that can step up in this situation? It's not going to be a rookie that steps up and takes, Sonny's spot, so to say, but who's another guy you think that can step up and bring a little bit more to the table?
Yeah, and before I give you a name, Riv, I interviewed a lot of players over the course of the year, and you get a lot of comments, a lot of quotes and some stick in your mind. And one that sticks in my mind was one by Oskar Sundqvist when he signed the contract to come back to St. Louis. I said, Oskar, probably fourth-line player, 10 minutes a game. Obviously, you're a motor guy. And he said, I want to come back and help teach the young players the Blues way. And that still sticks in my mind. And I think that's why he's so beloved in this town, not only for the Stanley Cup, but everybody knows that that's his personality. So you're going to miss that motor. You're going to miss that guy who wants to teach the young kids. And I think in terms of, who's a guy who can step in and play that role, we're probably not talking about one of the guys who are leaders already, like a Shen, a Robert Thomas. You expect that from those guys. Kevin Hayes is a veteran. But in terms of the guys on that third and fourth line who can step up and try to fulfill what Oskar Sundqvist is leaving behind, you do have an Alexei Toropchenko. You do have these guys like a Bolduc and a Dean who still need to be taught by some of these veterans, and I think that's going to be key as the Blues move forward. So to me, it's hard to replace Oskar Sundqvist, but you're going to look at some of those younger guys who are trying to climb into bigger roles.
You mentioned Bolduc and Dean. Those two probably going to get more opportunities with this injury to Sundqvist. What are the expectations from them as this team is still trying to push to make the playoffs?
Yeah, that's the one thing. You're looking for them to step in and do what they can as rookies, as 21-year-old players trying to establish themselves in the league. But guess what? There's only 10 games left potentially. So, if they make the playoffs, great. But you got a situation where this is going to start up, rev up, and then it could be over. So I think it's just like I talked to Drew Bannister about today. He's been around these young kids for 6-7 years now, coaching some of the Blues prospects. And he said even getting this few games down the stretch is going to whet their appetite, help them, and show them what they need to work on in the offseason. So, they, like Riv said, they'll go back to 12-6, I would imagine, for this game against Calgary. You'll probably see Bolduc and Dean, and these guys are going to relish these last 10 games.
Jeremy Rutherford is our Blues insider with The Athletic here on 101 ESPN. JR, obviously losing that game the other night in OT, certainly devastating. Do you get the sense in talking to the players that they still feel as though there's plenty to play for and that they're motivated to, even though they need help now, motivated to finish the season strong and potentially earn a playoff spot?
Yeah, I think so, Anthony. And listen, I am not naive. I understand that when they come out for the post-game interviews and you ask them about the playoffs, in the back of their mind, they probably know that it's an extreme long shot. But post-game the other night, it caught my attention that every single one of them spoke in the tense of it still being possible. Again, not trying to be naive there, just catching your ear a little bit that these guys still want to play this thing out and see if there's some way that they can pull off this miracle. But if not, yeah, plenty to gain from. There's a lot of guys in that locker room who I've spoken to in the last week or two. They want this to be building for next season. They want this to be a competitive situation next season. So they realize there's a lot of young players coming in and more are going to get incorporated beginning next season. But there's still a lot of veterans on this team with lengthy contract terms and would like to see this thing get turned around sooner than later.
JR, do you think there's any other young guys, apart from the obvious Snuggerud or Dvorsky, is there anybody else right now within the organization that might get a little look here down the stretch?
Off the top of my head, I mean, I feel like they have Bolduc up here. You got Dean now. You got Kessel, who I agree with you, Riv. He's just been terrific and really just come onto the scene. And I think you can factor him into the plans next year. I know he's got the one-way deal next year, but I mean, if they move a veteran defenseman, can he fit into the top four as soon as next year on a regular basis? I think that's a possibility. Snuggerud, we'll find out his situation potentially. Tomorrow night, his Minnesota team's going to play. Could they lose Thursday? Could they lose Saturday? Could we see him soon? One guy I'd be interested to find out where they plan to play him next season is Theo Lindstein. He just signed the entry-level deal. Is he going to play in Europe? Is he going to play in North America next year? But I still think a guy like him is a couple years off. So, I think of Springfield, Riv, and I just don't know that there's many guys who you can get excited about being here soon in terms of jumping into that lineup.
So let's go back to Snuggerud then, just for a second. And do you see a scenario, because I've been trying to play this out in my head too, of like what would be best for the player, the team, all this stuff. Do you see a scenario where Snuggerud signs and he's okay to come up for a couple of games to finish a year, but then plays in the American League next year in lieu of college hockey? Or do you see a scenario where Snuggerud and his camp, not that they demand, but kind of, sort of say, look, if Jimmy leaves college, it's to play in the NHL?
Yeah, the players that I've dealt with in Snuggerud's situation, where he's the sophomore at Minnesota, could go back for his junior year next year. If he's going to turn pro, he's going to want to be in the NHL. And that's not to say that he isn't looking out for what's best for him and listening to the Blues in terms of his development. A lot of these guys, and Snuggerud included, I've spoken to him about that, they put their trust in the team. But that said, they're turning down a chance to go back to college and be in a great situation because they want to play in the NHL. And so What happens with the end of this season, we'll see. It depends on Snuggerud and when the Minnesota Golden Gophers get knocked out. Is there 2 games left? Is there's 5 games left in the Blues season? We probably don't need to repeat this and tell everybody, but it burns 1 year of his 3-year entry-level contract if he plays in 1 game for the Blues. So he could go to Springfield and finish out the season on a PTO, a professional tryout, and then sign his contract that begins starting next year. So you get the 3 full years of that entry-level deal. We'll see. But I got to believe that if Jimmy Snuggerud is leaving Minnesota, it's with the intent to play with the Blues in the NHL.
JR, great stuff as always. When we talk to you next week, we'll have an even clearer idea of whether or not the Blues are still in the playoff mix here, and hopefully they are. But have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thanks, boys.
That's Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues Insider with The Athletic here on 101 ESPN. We do have our Sports Six-Pack next. 314-399-9646. You can always leave us a mic drop like Chauncey did for us.
Hey, no cap. This is my favorite podcast, but why Marsh don't never read my messages, man? It's Chauncey, by the way. But yeah, Marsh, you gotta read my messages, man. I'll be texting throughout the show every day, man. I listen to this show every day on 101 ESPN, dog. I probably can't say that. Nah, this ain't
We got you covered, Johnson. You're all good.
That's so awesome. Once you text in for the Sports Six-Pack, let me know it's you.
There you go. Leave us a question. We'll answer it next here on 101 ESPN. Hey, when it comes to the rain and the spring weather and everything like that, you know that your lawn, well, it's either looking in great shape right now because of all that rain, or maybe it's a little rough. And if it's a little rough, I've got the perfect solution for you. Call Green Envy. They're the only lawn company that I trust for our lawn because I love Green Envy. I've used them for a very long time now. They've been in business in St. Louis for over a decade, and Green Envy only uses products, and you've heard me say this a lot, they only use products that are designed and formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types. Here's why that's important, though. When Green Envy uses products that treat your lawn, that it's supposed to be done that way, everything looks great throughout the course of the year. The lawn is stronger, so when the summer months come in and it's heat and you're trying to water as best you can, at least the roots are strong. They clear out all of the weeds and everything like that. If you're using national generic products that you get at the hardware store, and you're trying to treat your lawn with that, you can damage your lawn. You can spend a lot of money for no results. But with Green Envy, they do it right. My lawn looks great. Some of my neighbors are using Green Envy. Their lawn looks great. So when the springtime comes, I get excited because all I have to do is mow the lawn. They take care of everything else. If you want to be on their program, and I highly recommend you do, go with Green Envy. 636-757-1600. 636-757-1600. Tell them Stalter told you to call. It's Green Envy Lawn.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
With Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with your Sports Six-Pack questions.
Question number 1.
All right, this one comes from the 314. Guys, which goalie is more important to their team, Jordan Bennington or Roman Berkey?
Oh, wow. I mean,
man, I'm glad we're not in Prove Me Wrong anymore.
Honestly, I don't think you can pick one for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams are deficient defensively.
I can pick one.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Jordan Bennington.
Well, I mean,
the reason being, soccer is a bigger field. That's the only reason I got it. I think it's a little harder to come across goals in hockey. I mean, in soccer than it is hockey.
Yeah, but when your team gives up the most shots on goal,
well, I mean, you gotta.
And your goalie has the most saves. He won goalie of the year because he had the most saves, which is not great.
No, it's not.
And you have Joel Hofer too. Like if you did not have Jordan Bennington, at least you have Joel Hofer.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Berkey only for that reason because
really? It's just him?
just because I know Hofer's behind him.
Yeah.
Not that he's not Bennington, but he's had a really nice year. And if I'm forced to choose one of the two in this question, this death question, I'll take
it. Is
Berkey.
Have you ever had a goalie yell at you all for just not for like 45 shots in, like fellas?
Oh yeah, some guys. And that goalie get popped in the mouth. Just do your friggin' job, okay, buddy? Seriously? I'm out here blocking shots with no damn goalie gear on. I get hit in the face with a puck.
Shut up.
You're gonna get in my face, really?
Are there goalies that enjoy seeing a lot of action? Maybe not like 50 plus shots, but maybe in the high 30s, low 40s range?
Yeah, so there's two types of goalies. I played with all kinds of different goalies, but you got the guys like Grant Fuhr and Curtis Joseph that loved volume. Loved volume. The more shots, the better it is.
It's awesome.
And then you've got other guys like Marty Brodeur.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't love the volume, but he was fine with 3 or 4 shots a period. And like when New Jersey Devils were playing that trap in the 90s, and they're only giving up 23 shots a game, like Martin Brodeur was fine with that. And then when you go into the late 90s, early 2000s with the Red Wings, like some of those goalies were used to, like, I remember we were giving up like 17 shots a game at one point.
Wow. That's nothing.
It's like nothing.
Yeah, right.
But we'd give up, like someone would have a brain fart somewhere, and then Buddy had a breakaway. So the goalie would go like 8 minutes without seeing a shot, and then it's like a breakaway or a one-timer.
Thanks, guys.
So
he's down here sleeping.
It's a different skill altogether to stay ready when you're not getting a lot of shots on net.
I also feel like goalies, if they do give up, like, let's say, like 2 quick goals, they want that volume because it helps their save percentage.
Oh, yeah. At that point, they're like, shoot!
Yeah.
Shoot!
Like the fella with the Flyers the other night that we were talking about a few days ago. 3 goals on like 14 shots.
Keep shooting.
Keep shooting.
Keep shooting.
Shoot that puck.
Yep.
Question number 2.
From the 573, Ribs, can you explain icing for me? I've been watching hockey for 10 years and I still don't understand the rule.
Well, it's pretty easy. If you shoot the puck down the ice uninterrupted by any player's sticks or skates or bodies from behind the center ice line, then it's an icing. It's the bottom line. You can't do that.
In fairness, the icing rule has changed over the course of the past 20 years.
Well, yeah, so it started out... Back when we played, it was
sprint.
A murder, death, kill on some of those icings. You'd be skating back there, this rhinoceros breathing on your back of your neck, and like he's trying to time that puck at the same time. We used to have to touch the puck. And so you'd skate all the way, wherever the puck ended up, you had to touch it to make it an icing.
Right.
It's amazing how many guys would time it at the exact same moment you're touching the puck and running your head through the glass. So that always caused a huge brawl at that point.
I can see why they got rid of that.
Some guys got hurt. Some guys, things happened. And so now when you ice the puck, which is shooting it before center ice all the way down the ice, when the puck gets to the goal line, the player who's closest to the puck by the hash marks, they determine whether it's an icing or not. So if the defending team going back for the puck is leading that race, they blow it down so that there's no collision, there's no running with the boards and whatnot. Now, if the the team that shot the puck, the player is equal or better than that player by the hash marks, they'll wave it off.
Yeah.
By the way, what was your thoughts on the NHL getting rid of the two-line pass as a defenseman? What did you think of that?
Oh, I hated it.
You hated that the two-line pass rule being taken away?
No, I listen, as a defenseman, you're opening up that whole neutral zone. Screw you. I'd like to shut that down, please. And when I play with the Red Wings, we had this system called the left wing lock. It was easy. Left winger just locked his lane. Whoever came into his lane was his guy. And the right defenseman, he pinched every single time. So if the puck went up his side, he hit that guy, automatic. And then my job was to get the loose puck and then head back on offense. And the center ice area, the centerman, was my guy. Anywhere he went, I could hit him, which was like a free safety. It was unbelievable. So I remember one time we're playing against Colorado, and one of their players like loops down in underneath like the circles. Well, I look back and Kirk Maltby has the left wing covered. Chelios has the right side covered. So I'm like, oh, I'm following this guy. He's never going to expect me in the corner with him. And sure as heck, the pass went over to him, and I throttled him. And he was like, what the hell are you doing down here? But it was because of two-line pass, too.
Yeah.
You couldn't pass center ice. I'd like to see the two-line pass come back in. I think it would force players to be smarter and more creative, because right now
they're just flying the zone.
Well, right now a big part of the game is just shoot the puck up the ice, deflect it in. Shoot it up to the far blue line, deflect it in, forecheck. Ooh, that was hard.
Right.
You used to have to get creative to where you couldn't be a pass center ice. Then you have to find a way to get the puck and then support the puck and then make a play. And we had a play one time. It was an amazing play. It was in junior hockey too, where on the power play breakout, we'd have a forward on our blue line on the boards. We'd have a forward at the far blue line right near the boards. Well, you couldn't pass it to the far blue line because a two-line pass. So nobody really watched that guy. Like, he's useless over here. So when the centerman would curl, the winger on the boards would activate, skating straight across the blue line. And my job was fake it to the centerman, pull it back to my side, and then like a little half slapper right along the ice, straight up the guts. And the winger would move at the far blue line at the same time. So our winger would just deflect the puck. Just a little, barely, just touch it, keep it going straight, right to the far guy who's on a breakaway.
Nice.
We scored a bunch of goals like that until teams trying to figure out, hey, wait, we should maybe watch this guy back here. But see, you had to get creative. You know?
Right. As opposed to now, like you're saying,
I just hammer it.
Fire it right up the ice.
See puck, shoot puck, deflect, forecheck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. No offense to the modern players.
Jamie Rivers calling the modern players
less creative.
I won't go,
Not all of them.
Let's carry over.
Some of them, though, yes.
Let's carry over a Sports Six-Pack next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Spring is here. Maybe you're looking to do a little remodeling. Maybe you're in the market for replacement windows. If you are, call my friends over at Window World. Their number, 314-993-1800. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. Let's not forget that. They're also ranked number one in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. They also have a double-strength glass that gives it a strength that is not commonly used in replacement windows. Why is that important? Couple reasons. It's not a thin pane of glass that just breaks when there's a heavy storm. It's also not a thin pane of glass that lets the heat in the summer or the cold in the winter. No, the efficiency is much better from your heating and cooling standpoint, and the efficiency of just not breaking is much better as well. It's a quality window that you're getting from Window World. They also offer a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor, and they're still offering, too, 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. So Window World, not only do they have a great window, they have great customer service, and they've got great deals available for you all the time. All you have to do is call them at 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800, or you can visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
5:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Time to finish up that Sports Six-Pack. Marsh, go.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 636, with opening day tomorrow, which baseball movie is the best? Which is the worst?
Major League is the best.
Yeah, probably agree there.
Yeah, The Natural's pretty damn good, too. I like the old Roy Hobbs story.
Certainly, but Major League.
Major League. It's tough to beat that.
The Sandlot's fantastic.
Sandlot is.
But is Sandlot really a baseball movie, though?
It's
like there's baseball in the movie.
It's more of a coming of age.
Yeah, but it's surrounded around
Yeah.
baseball. So I could go with Sandlot as well.
Yeah, I would still say yes.
It's fine.
But
What's the worst? Yeah,
I don't think that this is the worst baseball movie I've ever seen. But one that is popular that I don't love is For Love of the Game.
Yep.
Or For the Love of the Game.
With Kevin Costner?
Yes.
That made me sad.
I was bored.
I saw that like towards the end of my career.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this.
It was
I almost just swore. I was like, this stuff is just a little too real right now.
Sure.
I'm feeling like Kevin Costner leaving the game. I got nothing for it.
I don't want to watch. I didn't like watching stuff like that. When it's
hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Is Fever Pitch?
Oh, that was terrible.
That would be the worst one ever.
Baseball
if we
movie.
Angels in the Outfield's pretty bad, too.
It's bad, but I'd watch that 3 times before I watch Fever Pitch again.
You know? I want my Angels to be believable.
Right.
Moneyball's good.
Oh, it's great.
Moneyball's great. Yeah,
Moneyball's great.
Like that.
Rookie of the Year is a good
Solid.
one. Little Big League, underappreciated.
Solid.
Henry Rowan Gardner, though, like
Rowan Gardner.
How weird was that? How weird was that, though, to be in the clubhouse and your mom's dating the other guy? Like, that's a litty bit much.
What was his name?
And you know, guys in the locker room,
Chet Stedman.
guys are talking in the locker room too.
Yeah.
Hey, Henry's mom.
Hey, buddy, you plan on being that kid's dad?
I don't know.
How about his mom's boyfriend, the manager? That guy sucked.
The guy that was kind of like the fake agent.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
That guy was a dork.
Yeah, he was. He was no Chet Stedman.
No.
Yep.
No, he wasn't.
Carey Busey.
Piano teeth.
Oh, man.
The Rocket.
Back before his life went a little sideways.
We don't know. It might have been going that way. We just didn't have access.
Yep.
We're getting the, let's see here. Hardball. That one's sad.
Who? Hardball was not a terrible movie. Yeah, it was
what about what was that one?
That was Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
What was that one? It's got what's his name? Dennis Quaid.
Oh, the Rookie.
The Rookie.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yep. Based on a true story.
Yeah. Makes it better, I think.
Certainly. Yeah. I think we covered all of them.
I think so. Bull Durham.
Field of Dreams.
I like
the most popular ones.
A League of Their Own is really good as well.
I like A League of Their Own.
There's a lot of quotable.
That's a good.
No, there are a lot of quotes in there.
Tom Hanks is great.
Is that what?
Yeah.
What did you say?
No, we're good. It was a good movie.
Bad News Bears is a good one too. We got that from the 618.
Yeah, that is good.
I don't know what he said, but I probably don't want to know.
Just don't rewind.
Just keep the feet moving.
Yep.
And Mr. 3000, I like that one too.
Oh, yeah.
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get back in the game.
Mm-hmm. One more time.
What was the one with, what's his name, went over to Japan? Mr.
Tom
Baseball.
Selleck.
Mr. Baseball.
I like that one.
That was a pretty good one.
Yep.
When that comes on, I watch it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's right.
I don't ever feel like I
Mr.
got robbed of my dollar.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right. That's another guy who's a little washed up, right?
Yeah.
He went overseas. He was with the Dodgers.
He hated everything about it.
Yes.
So he found that special something.
He certainly did. Yep.
Question number 4.
Now I think we covered it.
All right, this one comes from Chauncey.
Yes.
Hey, Marsh, this is Chauncey, man. Before I buy these tickets to see these teams beat up on our pitchers, which Cardinal do you see hitting over 40 home runs this season?
Here, Andrew, I have a problem with my eyes.
Here, do you need my glasses?
No, I can't see any of them hitting over 40.
Oh, snap. That's not good.
Terrible.
Who the hell's hitting over 40?
Nolan Gorman.
Oh, that's a guess.
Nolan Gorman.
If I had you right now, right now, if I said you need to put your money where your mouth is.
How much money?
$5,000. You and me, $5,000. I say nobody hits 40, and you say Gorman hits 40.
I would agree. No, he's not doing that. Carey's not doing that.
Anthony, I didn't involve you in this.
Well, I would not for 5.
Not that he needed.
So you don't really believe it. But you don't believe it.
Not to that point. No.
I know. See?
Now, if it was.
I believe it. I believe mine to be true.
Okay. You all right over there?
And I hit this, and then it hit me.
All right.
Arnotto hit 34 his first year here.
Yeah, remember how good he was then?
That won't.
I do.
That won't. Yeah. I don't think.
How many he hit last year?
20.
Yeah.
26.
That's not 40.
That's not.
40's a lot, guys.
40 is a lot.
40's a big number.
Yep.
I'm going to say nobody hits 40.
Nolan Gorman is going to hit
But
around
if you had
35.
to pick one, Gorman, who's your horse? If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one,
yeah,
I'll go with Goldie. I feel like Goldie's going to be 3 sheets of pissed off this year. People are dogging on him. He didn't finish strong again for another season with the Cardinals. It is a contract year for him.
All right, I've got Nolan Arenado.
Really?
Yeah.
Has Goldie hit 40 home runs in his career?
No.
In a season? No, he has not. 36 is his most.
No. Now, Arenado did have most of his seasons in Colorado, which helped, but he did have a couple of 40 home run seasons. Marsh, who's your guy? We've left you with nothing.
From second base.
I think it's got to be Nolan Gorman.
No, Carey's got him.
Gorman?
Can we not pick him too?
That's what I said. We've left you with nothing.
The problem with Gorman, though, is he's not going to play as much as the other guys.
He's just starting second baseman. He's playing every day. 135 games. 145 games. 152 games.
That's right.
He's going to play every day.
No, he's not, guys.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be healthy.
And he's certainly not
swinging that bat.
He'd be swinging something, all right. When the lefty's on the bump, he'd be swinging his fly swatter.
Nope, he's going to be there.
40 home runs to give up 40 home runs.
No.
Oh, different game.
It's a different angle.
Lynn.
Whoa. What?
What made you say that?
I guess.
Oh, come on. We're all thinking it. I just said it.
Who am I left with?
Nobody.
Jordan Walker.
I'll pick him.
Okay.
Yeah, you got Contreras.
Yeah,
Willie.
20 to 30, maybe.
I would take Walker over Contreras.
No way. Big Willie's coming out this year.
Then?
He'd be dropping dongs everywhere. You watch. He's pissed off.
Okay.
I don't know. I got him to the tune of
I got him for 20.
Oh. I got him for 25.
Oh, all of a sudden.
Brendan Donovan.
At least 15.
Question number 5.
I don't want to know.
Oh, my God.
From the 314, is a basketball referee the hardest of the sports to be a referee in? After watching March Madness in these fast-paced games, the referees literally have to be the Flash just to get in position and keep up.
I still think it's football.
Ah, man, every sport has its difficulty, right?
You look at hockey, you got to skate.
When you've got so much speed.
Yeah, you do have to skate.
Yeah,
that's kind of important.
If we break it down, like hockey has got so much speed. The game moves so fast that you're like, was that an infraction? Was that a slash? Was it an accident? Like, I think you have to process things quickly. Basketball, there's so many moving parts in a very tight space to where when someone's looking to score a basket, you got all sorts of craziness going on. And football is just massive amounts of people on the field. So many different things going on at the same time.
And large human beings running fast and running into people.
They all have their challenges.
Yeah.
In soccer, you got guys falling all over the place out there.
I would give red cards every game.
You know,
if I was a soccer referee, I would have red. Get out.
Get out
for diving.
Oh my God,
100%.
Get out.
I would say basically they should have a rule in soccer that if you go down, you have to leave the game.
Stay down
for the half.
Yes.
So you can't.
You want to dive?
Like if you're that sore, if you're that hurt, you got to leave the game.
Yep.
Or you can just get up and finish playing.
But you ever see, like, I remember watching a game.
They bring the cart out, like the stretcher.
This guy runs out with like a spray, that freeze spray.
Yeah.
The guy's laid out. Like, we can't. There's no possible way this guy could ever play soccer again in his life.
Like he's an extra in Band of Brothers.
And he's like,
yep.
on the shin. All of a sudden, the guy's like, "Ooh, I'm back."
Yeah, he stretches his back.
And he's like, running.
It's his shin.
I want that spray.
I could use that a time or two in my career.
Why doesn't any other sport use that spray?
Why
It's a
don't
miracle.
they? When my whole right side went numb, I could have.
They spray your thumb and you're all better.
Yep. There you go.
The 314 says soccer, you have to be fit and fast. You're running over 5 miles a game. That would.
Are the referees running 5 miles?
There's only one main ref.
So just get some marathon runners and have them be refs.
I don't think.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, I just solved your problem. I just solved your problem.
It is a bad idea?
I think so. You got to know the rules.
Okay, we'll teach them the rules, and you're good.
Teach them the rules.
Not
That'll
everybody
be
can
easy.
skate. You know, everybody can run.
Not everybody
If it was
can
that
skate.
easy to teach somebody how soccer works, you'd be talking about it all the time.
Listen, Marsh.
I think Anthony should ref.
Listen, Marsh. Oh, I'm with Carey. I'd be throwing people out left and right.
Red card.
Yeah,
Get out.
red card.
The one guy, though, they do have the one ref. They've got the 2 sideline guys, and you got one ref that runs around the field.
I think the 3 of us should do it.
Never seen an overweight.
Marsh will be up in the. Marsh will be up in
Who's running in the middle of the
I'm on the
field?
sideline.
I'm on the sideline.
I'm on the
I'm the
sideline.
corner kick guy.
Fine. Hey, we'll be kicking enough guys out. It'll be over. The game will be over with.
There you
Sorry.
go.
I apologize.
Be a lot less to watch.
The match will be over.
There you go.
I would just like to
Don't wanna
see
hurt
Anthony
anybody's feelings.
walk out onto the pitch and just put the ball on the little stand. And like, all right, guys, let's go.
Let's have a good, clean game, all right? Let's have a good, clean match. Everybody got your boots on? There we go.
If you hit the ground, you better be dead.
Yep. If you weren't shot in the face, then you know what? Get up.
This is actually insane. From the 636, water polo refs.
Oh, there
Anthony
you go.
would be great. Oh, wait,
No,
maybe not.
I wouldn't.
No. That would be horrific.
I'd be knocked out. Yep.
Have you ever
That's a good
seen
call.
one of those water polo games?
Oh, man.
They are
Yeah.
vicious. Underneath the water,
Yes.
they are like kicking each other in the groin and like all sorts of stuff. There's one guy that was describing it. I forget what, it was some TV thing. It was like on Bally Sports, but like he's on like one of those random like Saturday afternoon programming, just slam anything in here type thing.
Yeah.
It was like this water polo. You know what I'm talking
It's
about?
a Jamie special there.
Pretty much, yeah. Slam it in. Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Kills time. And this was on a water polo team, and this one guy was talking about how he grows out his big toenail and files it down, and he's stabbing people with his
scratching
toenail.
people?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was like, there's a whole culture of water polo that I didn't know existed, and I might like it.
That's Bush League.
That is Bush League.
Is it, though? Or is it just competitive?
I mean, if you have somebody
you
doing
scratch
that,
me with your toenail. I might take you down.
We're finding you
underwater.
after the game.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marsh, are we done?
No, we have another
Let me take
question.
my shoes off.
Question number 6.
All right, from the 636, what is the worst position in the NFL based on the amount of times you get hit, the training, the pay,
Offensive line.
anything else you can think of why it might suck?
I mean,
Offensive line.
you're hitting your head over and over.
It is and people would think because you're right there with the defensive lineman that it's not that bad. No, it's
that explosiveness.
Every single, like offensive linemen don't get a playoff. Like as a running back, I could run a pass route. As a fullback, I can run a pass route, not get the ball thrown to me. I'm not getting tackled. Offensive lineman, every single snap, run or pass. So, yeah, that will take years off your life.
Gotta let them know, run a pass. That's your guy now.
That's right. Although quarterback used to take a freaking beating, man.
Yeah, he used to.
Almost every play they got.
They don't get hit in practice, so no one cares.
That's true.
Like no one cares about quarterbacks. Like I'm not serious.
They're people too.
No, yeah, but no one cares. Like they don't get hit. I don't want to hear anything from a quarterback in time. Nah, shut up. Like I'm getting hit every practice. This is what the hell are you talking about? You got a red jersey on, brother. Like you get near the quarterback.
What if somebody just blasts them
in practice?
Yeah.
Oh, that person wouldn't be on the roster.
Does a big fight happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you bump the quarterback,
What if
and
you say
falls,
you're colorblind?
Yeah, you better find something that you get your advisor that gives as tenant and allows you to see red.
That's what the problem is. I did see red.
Well, you don't touch him.
What we're saying,
Ever.
Jamie would not be on an NFL roster.
He might be. He would be first practice. Yeah. You didn't see the red jersey? I didn't see it.
I didn't know. It's different in hockey. We wear a yellow one.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. When it comes to the St. Louis Cardinals, your St. Louis Cardinals, we had this discussion a little bit earlier. Actually, we've had this discussion throughout the offseason, but there's another power ranking that came out, and the Cardinals were middle of the pack again, which, hey, fair. But in the write-up for this power ranking, I thought there was something interesting that came out of it and want to ask you guys about it. That's next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, you're going to get a couple of things. One, you're going to get great customer service. You're going to get great pricing. You're going to get great financing options. In fact, they have financing options for everyone that walks through the door. Whether you got good credit or bad credit, it doesn't matter. Auto Centers Nissan of Herculaneum, if you need a vehicle, they're going to hook you up. They're going to make sure that you can finance the vehicle at a price that, quite frankly, is going to be a lot lower than you thought was possible from a monthly basis. But they also have over 700 vehicles all in one location. So if you drive out to Herculaneum and see them at Auto Centers Nissan, you're going to find out real quickly how many vehicles they have. The selection is vast. You can start at autocentersnissan.com. In fact, pick out the vehicle you want, or several of them to take a test drive, and then when you go out to Herculaneum, you're going to find out real quick that they have the vehicle right there for you. You don't have to drive around. That's at our other location. No, there is no other location at Auto Centers Nissan. They have 700 vehicles all in one spot. Plus, they're going to give you the 30-day new car return promise, the complimentary lifetime warranty, the complimentary one-year maintenance at all new Nissans. So check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Most power rankings for the MLB season have the Cardinals somewhere between like 12 and 20. I was looking at a power ranking earlier today.
Would that be called a power ranking if you're ranked there?
No.
Or just a ranking?
It's just a ranking. That's a good point.
I'm just wondering.
If you're in the top 10, would you say it's a power ranking?
I think, you have power rankings at top 10. Anything beyond that, it's just a ranking.
Good call. So the Cardinals ranking is 16th at the Ringer.
See?
But they brought up something, and I think that's fair. And if you're wondering, the Cubs are 13th, the Brewers are 18th, the Reds are 19th, and the Pirates nobody cares about. But the Cardinals at 16. I thought this was interesting. So the lineup should provide balance, as St. Louis is projected to have an above average production, more than a 2 WAR from every position except designated hitter. The Cardinals lineup is balanced between lefties and righties, youth and experience, power and speed. But can they score enough to compensate for another lackluster staff? Now, that's an important question at the end. But here's my question to you guys. As I read through it, I'm like, oh, yeah, it is. They got lefties, they got righties, they got youth, experience, power, and speed. All right. Then I thought, oh, they're not really great at anything, though.
That's not
nice.
true.
Hey, we all say, it's nice to have balance, balanced life, right?
Give me guys that are great.
They might be
at something.
Okay, hang on. They might be elite defensively this year.
Let's just talk about the lineup, though, first.
What offensively?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just the lineup.
Yeah, we don't have a 40 home run guy, so.
Yeah.
We might have a 60 stolen base guy.
You have a little bit of speed.
You got a lot of speed in Victor Scott.
In one player.
He'd be left, right on second.
No, because he's going to steal third and steal home.
He better.
How about that?
He better be his own runner in scoring position. I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Just get on, baby. Just get in. Just get on.
Are you guys with me? It's like balance. A balanced lineup.
Available.
A balanced lineup sounds good in theory, but then you start to realize, like, oh yeah, we had power tonight, but not last night.
Balanced lineups are great when your lineup is good.
Yeah.
Like if you have a powerful lineup, like if you have the Phillies topped about the Braves, that's a balanced lineup that's positive.
Right.
When you have a mediocre lineup that's balanced, it means everybody's mediocre.
Definitely.
That's all that balance means.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion of it.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm not alone on that.
No, you're not. Not this time.
I think you all are just seeing this in a different way. Like the Cardinals.
Oh boy.
I don't have my glasses, but the Cardinals
still sick, right?
Yeah,
glasses.
But the Cardinals are balanced in a great way. They got youth, which they didn't have last year. They got guys, and you know what they brought? They went out and signed.
Arenado crapped on that last year. Guys are too young.
No.
Yes, they do.
That's because he didn't necessarily want to be a leader, but you don't worry about it.
For
you don't worry about it because they signed Matt Carpenter and Brandon Crawford. Those guys are champions and leaders.
Where are those glasses?
And so you're looking at a lineup that is.
They're just in there now.
Really sounds like
you see the St. Louis Cardinals
green lenses right now.
They are just prepared. I told you, this team, the only issue that we really have, thank you, sir. The only issue that we really have, here at Cardinals LLC, the only issue that we really concern ourselves with, and we don't concern ourselves, you fans, you all, concern yourselves with the rotation.
What do you mean, you
That's
people?
why Mikolas had to say what he had to say, because you all are pissing him off.
Oh, poor
and
guy.
I wouldn't do that anymore because he, as you say, is a moose. But don't call him
He
moose.
doesn't like it.
You don't call him that.
Call him the manatee.
There you go. He's that as well. Cardinals are going to be great offensively. We're going to have speed at the top of the lineup, speed at the bottom of the lineup. We're going to have speed throughout. We're going to have power. You picked Nolan Arenado to hit 40. You picked Paul Goldschmidt.
Not to
That's
hit 40.
80 home runs. I can count. Okay? And Brendan Donovan's going to hit 15. Now we're at 95. We are ready to roll. Okay? We're going to be good. We're going to be great. You all just wait and see. Pitching staff, good to go. Trust it.
All right.
That medication is strong.
Yep. All right.
Okay. I don't really know where to go from
So
here.
defense, huh? Defense could be elite.
It could be.
Yeah.
And I'm serious
In all
about that.
seriousness.
You've got Goldie and Arenado on the corners. Got Mason Wynn at shortstop. Got Nolan Gorman, who's a good defender. But based on the numbers, he's an average defender. Like, it's fine. And if you plop Donovan in there, now you've got a Gold Glove utility guy that plays really good second base. Get to the outfield, you got Lars, you got Victor Scott, And then the biggest question mark I think the team has defensively is Jordan Walker. What steps has he taken in the offseason? I know he stayed in Jupiter and trained with everybody throughout the offseason, and Willie McGee working with them extra at spring training, which is all the right things to be doing. But how much did he improve? How much did he close that gap of being a liability out there to being an efficient right fielder? If he's made big steps, then defensively you're looking pretty darn good. If he hasn't, then you still have one spot, which, hey, you can live with that. But the rest of it looks good for me defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I do.
That play in right center with Dylan Carlson and Jordan Walker.
What the hell was he doing on that?
It scared me.
The Victor Scott play?
No.
Oh, yeah.
The one that Victor
Forever
Scott
be
would have
known
got.
as the Victor Scott play.
That worried me a little bit.
What was Walker doing?
I don't know.
It was like he was trying to chop block him.
I don't know.
He did it.
It was half. He might have.
Victor Scott and Walker are tight.
Vic.
Wow.
I gotcha.
Now we go.
Now we're going to go break down the film.
Yeah.
You son of a gun, you.
That did concern me a little bit because it didn't look
graceful.
Not at all. He looked big, lumbering fella out there. And
did it kind of look like it did a year ago, Carey?
Yeah, a little bit.
Except he didn't run into Dylan Carlson last year.
Who did he run into last year? Wasn't it Tommy Edman?
Oh, he may have murdered him.
Maybe.
Who did he ran into someone last year?
Either way, not great.
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think it was a second baseman. He came flying in. I think
the
he
hell out of
mowed
his
over
way.
Brendan Donovan. I think that's what it was.
Just get out of his way.
But that play is not his to make.
Which is why you need a center fielder like Victor Scott to be able to cover that ground.
Yeah, but if he ain't listening to you calling off the ball, it ain't matter. The big boy's coming.
Yeah.
I would just assume. I would tell him, just assume Victor's coming. Don't worry about it.
Like on that one there, you can see DC's calling for that ball, which is why Walker bails at the last second.
Yeah.
But by bailing, he chop blocked him.
He did cut him in half.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a chop block. That's ideal.
You don't see that anymore.
When you cut a guy in the first thing that hits
like everything
on
else
the
in
ground,
football.
it's good.
It's like the old Alex Gibbs zone blocking.
Yeah. One cut and go.
One cut and go. Get upfield. Also prison rules. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 to ESPN. We've got the biggest question of the day next.
Cheap, fun. Let's get dirty. Dirt Cheap is your one-stop party shop. They've got everything in there. You really should stop by any of the locations and just walk around in there. You're going to be amazed at the beer selections, the wine selections, all the spirits that are available there. I know they've got some great tequilas. I saw a bunch of them the other day, and also the bourbon list is fantastic. They've got all the best ones that you're looking for. I love going in there. I get all my bourbon shopping done with Dirt Cheap. And the next best thing here is that if you can't get to Dirt Cheap, don't worry about it. Dirt Cheap will come to you. That's right. They have the app now. Download the Dirt Cheap app. It's really easy to navigate, simple. You get on there. Everything that they have in store, they have available on the app. And all you got to do is get on there, select what you want, and you can either pick it up curbside, make it nice and easy for you, or have it delivered to your home. So that whatever it is, your get-together, or if it's just a casual night, or you're having a huge party, Dirt Cheap will bring all the spirits to your home. All you have to do is use the app, which, by the way, the savings on the app are fantastic. There's more specials, there's giveaways, there's clubs, there's raffles, so many amazing things, but you have to make sure you download the app, and you will absolutely love using it. So please visit all my friends over at Dirt Cheap, and remember to have fun, but be careful out there.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We talked about it today. Oskar Sundqvist will miss the rest of the season with an ACL injury. The Blues, however, will take on the Calgary Flames without him tomorrow night. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. Puck drop is at 7. And you can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. We talked earlier today with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider from The Athletic. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Last night, Jordan Montgomery came to terms with the Arizona Diamondbacks on a one-year, $25 million deal. The deal reportedly contains a vesting option for a second year, which would be worth up to $25 million. Once again, if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or just click on that 101 mobile app. Tonight, we'll have the Nuggets and the Suns. Pregame starts at 8:30. Tune into that tonight right here on 101 ESPN. All right, we have our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
Time for the biggest question of the day here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. What do you got, Marsh?
All right, so obviously Jordan Montgomery is now an Arizona Diamondback, part of the team, of course. Yes. I'm sure he's a great guy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a Fast Lane Diamondback.
No, an Arizona Diamondback. So the National League West, it's getting pretty good, gentlemen. Obviously, the Dodgers are there. The San Francisco Giants have made some moves. The Diamondbacks have made some moves. They have a pretty good rotation now. And the San Diego Padres are in the mix as well. We know about the National League East with the Braves, and who knows what the Mets are going to do, but you have the Phillies there as well. Saying all that, does the rest of the National League make winning the National League Central that much more important?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's zero debate about this. You're unlikely to win a wild card spot with the way that the rest of the National League is set up, because you have 2 wild card spots. So even if so they don't win the division. Let's say the Cubs win the division. Oh, the Cardinals still got, there's 1 or 2 wild card spots. Is there? Because you've got the Phillies and Braves in the National League East. The Marlins were a wild card team a year ago. Their pitching is still very strong. We'll see about their lineup. Then you go to the National League West. The Diamondbacks, their pitching staff is significantly better than yours. Mm-hmm. And it was before they added Montgomery. Now it's definitely better. The Giants have a pitching staff that's got Logan Webb, who's a legitimate ace. They signed Blake Snell. They've got a young kid in Kyle Harrison, who's one of their top pitching prospects, so he's going to be in the rotation this year. So the Giants, and they added Jorge Soler. They added Matt Chapman. Their lineup has been improved. And the Padres, who are loaded. If you don't win the NL Central, you are not going to win a wild card spot. No, I'm confident in saying that.
So BK was rhyming off some of the Pacoda projections, and this Pacoda guy usually gets under my nerves, but...
what's his first name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Bill
Pacoda.
Oh, Bill Pacoda here.
Willie.
He goes by... His friends call him Willie.
Bill Shakespeare.
Bill, I can't see too good. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there, Dad?
Willie Pacoda. He had the top team in the NL Central, winning 84 games.
Holy smokes.
That team is your St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, that's good. Why don't you lead with that?
How many games?
84. And that's going to win the division.
That's sad.
To your point.
Although 2006, am I right?
To your point about not having a wild card team out of the Central, you're 100% right.
Yeah. Bill Pacoda knows.
He does.
William Shakespeare Pacoda knows.
WP.
They better figure it out. Win the Central. Just get in, however you can.
They're going to get massacred.
Honestly, I was going to say, I don't know that just getting
what's
in.
their reward then? The Phillies?
It would be
or like
Braves.
the Braves?
It would be, it'd be a wild card team. So a couple of years ago, when they won the AL Central, they got the Phillies.
Yeah.
You had Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler right up your yin-yang. Okay, thanks.
And everybody on that roster smashing baseballs, too.
Yep.
It's not great.
Maybe not that serious, but they could.
Yeah, they still had it.
Right. They're still loaded.
They didn't even need it.
They didn't even need it.
Mind you, the Phillies were not playing good baseball heading into that series, too. And you still managed to lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a new year, fellas.
Is it?
It is. Believe.
So where are you guys? Okay, so where are you guys at with this? Because
Which part?
2 years ago, you won the division, and you lost to the Phillies.
You had a blow up in the playoffs.
Last year, you weren't even competitive. So, from my perspective, winning the division and getting into the postseason is still kind of exciting. I'd rather see that.
It is. It's exciting because it's better than what we did last year.
It's kind of like signing Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? Like the regular season is going to be. At least you got the regular season, and then the postseason. You know what you're getting.
You're getting
bounced.
turkey.
You're getting bounced.
Well, it just depends on the matchup.
You're getting bounced.
But
It depends on the matchup.
Isn't that what some of the Cardinals fans, their biggest gripe is just getting in and then just getting murdered in the first round?
This is why I'm asking. Coming off of last year, has your mindset changed?
It has for me.
Me too.
Because I don't want to see what the hell I saw last year. I'd rather limp in and get blown away in the first round.
Bingo.
If you're basing it off of last year,
Yeah, I mean, we have to.
91 losses was unbearable.
Maybe the front office planned this.
91.
They planned it. So last year, they knew.
You hear that, guys? He planned it. He knew what he was doing all along.
They knew their model. People were sick and tired of it. They had the pitchforks out. Let's burn down Busch Stadium, they said. Not us, but they said it. So what they did was they tanked last year. So it reset things, like Carey, the birthday boy, just said. They reset the mindset of everybody.
They were playing chess while we were just...
Yes. They did. Jamie.
Yeah.
They reset things, Jamie.
Yeah.
I know you're sick, but just focus for the next 15 minutes.
I was reading the Snake Pit. They're kind of funny.
Yeah, they are. Jamie, we just unearthed something.
Yeah, I heard it. It's not really unearthing much to me.
Well, maybe...
It's called sucking.
Well,
but they did it on purpose to reset the mindset of everybody.
I mean, it would certainly change the mindset.
Just happy to get in.
Yes, now we're robots. We're fools.
Now we're happy.
We're focused on just making the playoffs.
I don't subscribe to that. If I had option A of them making the playoffs and just, let's say they get swept 2-0 in that first round, or they just miss the playoffs, what's better for the team moving forward?
Making the playoffs.
I think it's the opposite. Because if I know that they're going to lose in the first round, to me, how do they make changes? They make changes because they did not make the playoffs.
They don't make changes.
They don't make changes. If they make the playoffs, like, oh yeah, we won the division. We won the division. Yeah, we don't need to make changes.
You suck or you win it all.
There you go.
Or just not,
No, Marsh, we got it.
Just be better.
Well,
they will be better. That's it. That's what he just hit the nail on it.
They better. They can't be worse.
They cannot.
Okay.
If they are worse than they were last year,
that's going to be tough.
It's going to be chaotic.
It's going to be bedlam.
At least you got Ollie signed to a extension. I wasn't even here.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't even here.
That'll age well.
When that came across my phone, we were driving because it was last Friday, wasn't it? So we're driving down to Florida.
Oh, yeah. That was a gift from God.
It was.
It was a gift from God that day.
I wasn't here either.
From you guys.
We were like, this is perfect.
We were something scrambling.
Something else happened that day, too.
Ollie signed her extension. I was like, okay.
Are you working?
Carey, we're good.
Yep.
Yeah. It had some other news that was good, too. Some NFL stuff, I think. Something happened.
We had a couple of good things happen that day.
Fields?
Might have been Justin Fields.
Maybe.
Either way, when I
day.
stopped off, I was getting gas, and I looked at my phone, and I saw that, I go, oh, my God.
We had an entertaining day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. I thought that was going to happen, so that's why I took the Friday off, too.
So
it's well planned, for sure.
Funny you say that. Every single time I've been sick in the past 6 months, the first time Craig Berube gets fired. The second time, Sonny Gray is signed by the Cardinals. And the third time, Ollie Marmol gets an extension. 3 huge,
So you being sick is almost
it's like a trigger.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, next time Marshy's sick, everybody beware. Who knows what's about to happen? It could be great or it could be not.
2 of those were not favorable.
Not Sonny Gray. It was
Sonny Gray. Well, that's why I said 2 of them.
I thought you were talking about. I'm sorry.
You know I'm not talking about Chief.
I know you're not talking about
that.
You don't think Ollie was favorable?
We got Bet the Board. 3 stars of the day. Criticisms, compliments coming at you right now. Or next on 101 ESPN.
Beautiful sunshine out there right now. You can tell that spring is here, summer is near, and it's time to sell your home. That's right. It is the time of year where people sell their homes, but they don't always know exactly, when to list it or how much to ask for. That's why you have to trust the experts, and that is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria's got a database with thousands of buyers that are ready and able to purchase your home. And the reason that's important is because it helps drive traffic to your listing. Then maybe you get multiple offers. And when multiple offers come in, that means more money for you. And Gloria Liu is there to help you throughout the entire process. She also has some great options. My favorite is guaranteed sales. Why guaranteed sales? Because Gloria sells your home for the agreed upon price that you guys talk about, or she buys it herself. And she guarantees that in handwriting. So if you're looking to sell your home right now in the spring or even early summer and you need some help, call Gloria Liu. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions do apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. And if you missed anything from today's show, you can download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board here in the Fastlane. And Marsh, you have the updated standings. Apparently you're hot. I'm not.
Thank you, Anthony.
Well, you are. You're a good-looking guy.
Oh, no, I was talking about bet the board.
That too.
I was just saying thank you because I faded 2 of your picks and I took the lead.
You know what? You don't need to. What? That's fine. No, that's fine. I got something for you now. Go ahead.
All right.
What are the standings there, kid?
All right, so I'm in first place. I'm 10-5 on the month of March. Anthony, you're 7-8, tied with Jamie, who's also 7-8.
7-8. Come back there.
Carey wasn't I 8-0? Start the month?
8-1, I think.
Oh, boy. Either way, it's okay. I was just being facetious. I started hot.
You were, let's see here. Let's do a little quick math. 5-2 in the first 7.
I wasn't that hot.
That's still pretty good.
That's hot.
Good, but it's not hot.
So
Marsh winning 5 in a row. Now that's hot.
He won 5 in a row.
So Carey's
We're
6 and 9.
Up the rear.
So Marsh, you got the.
I'm gonna dish it off to you guys.
No,
I'm gonna go
you're not.
last.
What's my
I'm
record?
gonna go last.
What's my record?
Not allowed
What's
to
your
do it.
record?
Yeah.
Not allowed to do
You're
it.
6-9.
Because what if we want to fade you? Can't do it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Marsh, what's
If
your
you're the
price?
lead horse, act like it, Marshy.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the Belmont Stakes. You're trying to win the Triple Crown.
No Preakness here.
All right. So I
We're not
actually
at Pimlico.
I actually texted.
Pimlico or
You had it. Just let it go now.
Pimlico.
Pimlico.
Yeah.
So John is my representative for the month of March. I actually texted John, and I was like, "Hey, we get one win here, we win the month of March." So me and him have been collectively coming up with the pick. So I looked to him today from the 618. He said Golden State played last night in Miami, and they played the Magic at home. I like the Magic in that one. I seem to lose every time I pick the Pacers versus Bulls, but I would take the Pacers in that one. College basketball, I would take High Point on the money line against Seattle. Hockey, I would take the Bruins money line over the Lightning. I'm not going to do this to you, Carey. I'm going to go with the Bruins money line over the Lightning tonight.
Can I make a recommendation and go with High Point on the money line?
No.
Please?
I'm not doing it. So quit asking.
Makes sense. They're down by 4 right now. 4 minutes left. So, okay, so what'd you take, Marsh?
Bruins money line.
Bruins money line. I'll tell you what, the Lightning have had the Bruins number. Actually, it's been the exact opposite, but I like the Lightning tonight, baby. I'm going to ride that Lightning right to a win.
Okay.
My turn?
Yeah.
You guys screwed me over because I was going that game.
Of course you were.
But I think tonight the Ottawa Senators put a beating on the Buffalo Sabres. Ottawa Senators are plus 120. Big underdog.
Wow.
I think the Sens, pesky Sens, Brady Tkachuk,
He's
they
ready.
bring their A game tonight.
Okay.
Sens over the Sabres.
I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors plus 4.
What
Do
a
you always
shock.
bet the Golden
try
State
to.
Warriors?
Well, you won last night then, right?
What's your
Didn't they
decision?
roll?
They have to win to get into the
they do.
playoffs.
They do.
So
I just thought maybe like your favorite team or something.
no, they are. I like the Warriors.
All right.
They kind
I'm a
of are,
Steph
right?
Curry fan, yeah. So I'm going to go plus 4
All right.
versus the Orlando Magic.
Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
So we got a compliment from Tanisha from the Snake Pit. I love you guys. I've been laughing nonstop. You guys remind me of the fellas from the show Impractical Jokers. Just funny as hell.
Well, thank you.
That is a funny show.
Is it?
You've never seen it? You would love
It's hilarious.
You've never seen it?
You've never watched them?
No.
It would
Really?
You watch one episode just for fun.
Jeez, this is the same reaction I get from Top Gun. Never seen Top Gun. Boy, no, I've never seen
Never
it.
seen Top
Watch
Gun
one
either.
episode.
I refuse now.
And then think of our show and think of how much fun we would have doing what they do.
Fair enough.
It'd be fun.
You've never seen Top Gun?
I've never seen Top Gun. What?
But he's seen Top Guns.
That's different.
That was part 2.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me borrow that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad says Marshy got himself
By the
a
way, I want it
Karen.
back.
Good job, Marshy.
You got yourself a Karen?
Yep. Got somebody to give him the answers.
For the Bet the Board?
So yesterday, actually, we had a texter from the 618 that gave me the Coyotes money line pick.
Oh.
And I rolled with it.
Well, there you go. So
And it worked out.
And you're fading me last week. So really, you haven't had a pick in like 2 weeks.
He really hasn't.
Yeah, I didn't really need to come up with one on my
picked
own.
one of mine, a couple of... Yeah. It's just...
Oh, boy. I mean, he's winning, so you can't knock the strategy.
It's kind of like your strategy in the Gauntlet, huh?
Yes, which I never said was easy.
You kind of did, which is why we had that.
Jamie, I came up with a theory that I would just go with the outlier.
He's like, that doesn't belong.
Oh, yeah.
That's the answer.
With the options?
Yeah. I said that.
It usually is the answer.
I said that doesn't make any sense at all.
Y'all are making it hard on us. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
So the 618 texted earlier today, happy birthday, Carey.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, thank you, 618.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, he also texted, Carey can kiss my butt with this crap he's spitting right now.
Oh, okay. That's probably where he's wearing the glasses.
That's where the meds wore off.
Yeah. Yep.
A criticism and a compliment.
That's nice. Wrapped into one.
Appreciate it.
What a joy.
I think that had to be when Carey was donning the Cardinals glasses.
Again, that's maybe why we have to do a good job of describing what's going on.
Well, that's why we have the
sounder.
The sounder.
I know.
You got to pay attention.
But maybe, Jamie, to your point, we got to, when you hear that sounder, Marsh, I don't know if you got it pulled up or not, if you can. If you hear the sounder, then you know somebody's put on the rose-colored glasses.
Cue the Cardinals rose-colored glasses.
Yes. That's correct.
Did we order the other ones? Or
yeah, they
way?
should be at the house today. We've got special glasses for our Blues and Cardinals.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star is going to go to a fantastic TV villain, Gustavo Fring. Gustavo
lifted Carey to a gauntlet victory.
He sure did.
That one.
Our 2nd star of the day goes to Chauncey, who finally got his text message read.
And his mic drop.
Yes.
Aired.
Fantastic.
With some bleeps.
Oh, yeah.
He kept it real.
You did.
He did. And our 1st star of the day goes to the birthday boy, Carey.
Yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Carey. Absolutely. March 27, 43. 43 years of age. There you go. All right. We appreciate everybody listening throughout the course of the day or watching us via the Air Alliance team Snake Pit. We appreciate you. We're going to be back tomorrow from 2 to 6. Blues play tomorrow as well. We've got a Blues Instant Replay coming up from 6 to 7. We've got the game, of course, for you tomorrow. Pre-game starting at 6 o'clock. So Jamie will be with us for the first 2 hours of the show before he heads downtown for a little TV work. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, the birthday boy, happy birthday, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.